are back in the building. Comic Hall crew. Puff is in the building. More on the way. What's going on, brother? Long time no see, man.
Hey, man. I'm glad we're back. It seems like when we take these 2 week hiatuses, I'm like, damn, I wish there was a show tonight.
Yeah, man. Lot going on, man. Lot going on. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Make sure you let everybody know we are here. We're back on. Lady Fantastic in the building first tonight. Frustrated Fan Sports Show is in the building as well. And when we come back, you know what people be waiting on, man.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta give it to them, y'all. Let me
Let's
get my screen sorted so that I can hit it right on the head. And let's get down to business. All right. And
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
But my prices are reasonable. What?
Oh, there they go. There.
Out of the gate, ladies and gentlemen, we have got here. Zoom in for you. Yeah, Bone Thug and Harmony.
Yo, Skeletor in the hood. What the hell, man? No.
Yeah, let that sink in, bro. Let that sink in.
Fresh Prince. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No. Somebody put this together and trying to sell it.
Yeah. Let that one sink in, bro.
I mean, is this authentic?
No, it's like some custom made. It gotta be custom made, man.
It have to be.
Gotta be custom made.
Oh. With that damn Easy Heat, Fresh Prince, E-Man, Robo-Pop. We forgot to add the name Skeletor in the hood.
Yeah. Super rare custom figure.
Yeah, you can keep that custom figure.
Yeah, nah, man.
For $800?
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
That's crazy, though. Had me laughing.
Yeah.
Trap toys. $1,000? What?
Oh yeah, you just see the price, bro?
I'm talking about up there at the top.
Oh, let's go check that one out there.
Oh man. Oh, he got those khaki pants.
Got on the dick. He wearing the Dickies, man. Got on the
that definitely makes it 1,000.
Got on the Dickies.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's
rough.
Crazy. Get that paper, son. Oh shit. We in 2,300. Nah.
What up, Jace?
No.
What up? Yeah, man, 2,300, man, for the tribe.
I love Tribe.
Yeah, we did that shit.
Fight dog. Nah. Oh, it's a lady too. She pointing out the little hole in the shirt.
Yeah, man.
Nah. It's extra large. That's not even my size, so.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, they tripping.
Tripping heavy, man. Tripping heavy too, man. Yeah, you talk about dinge. That shirt is full of dinge right there, man.
Couldn't even give it a nice iron before you showed these pics.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right.
Fuck out of here, man. Who the fuck want to buy some ticket stubs? What are you gonna do with them?
Hey, man.
You laminate them?
It all depends, man. You know,
I know you've been buying concert tickets and stuff like that.
But you gotta ask yourself who out if you're not buying 1, 3. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. Like everything else is maybe 6.
Yeah,
possibly 7 if you just huge, you know, just for nostalgia purposes. But outside of that, man, it's all garbage, you know.
Nah. This is crazy, man. Wrestling scarce. Yeah, because everybody threw away their tickets when they were done with the show.
Pretty much.
I mean, shit. I was looking through an old book, and I still got tickets to a Jet game from 1994 in the Shea Stadium game.
A Jet game.
Yeah, the New York Sorry Jets.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all seem to be getting it back in order now, man.
Man, it's the Jets. They find a way to fumble the game away, even with they got Aaron Rodgers and stuff. So, come on, there's a reason why the Jets, the Mets, and the Brooklyn Nets, they all rhyme because they ain't won championships in forever. No.
They got one autograph by Hogan in there, man.
What you gonna do, brother?
So that's the one that's probably what he wants to try to get. He's trying to get you to buy that one.
That's probably like majority of the price of that.
Yeah.
That Hulk Hogan signed one, but still, man, like that WrestleMania 2000 ticket looked cool though.
And then they ungraded too. You probably want to get upgraded. Trying to sell.
The WrestleMania 2000 is the only one that stands out of all those tickets.
Yeah.
Come on, Levi Stadium. Next.
All right. Next up.
For what? $269 for a DVD that you can probably find in the $5 bin or less at the Goodwill. What's special about this, Matt? Tell me.
Brother, I couldn't tell you, man.
What does it say in the description? What is this guy trying to sell this $269 DVD?
Boo. Why? He says the real. Yeah. That's true.
So he should have just got this DVD slab. 9.8.
The real MCU.
Yeah. And it's funny, I came across the Wesley Snipes comic at one of the stores today, you know, and it had the Blade cover on it. You know, the Exalted.
Yeah.
But I didn't pick it up because of issue number 2 and I ain't get number 1, so. But yeah. No. He out of his damn mind. Look at that. You can get the shit for $8.99 right there, man.
All right.
You can go around splashing that belt buckle that you're Batman for only $225, folks. Oh my god. Look at the rust. I've got a piece of gum on there. Nah, man, I wouldn't even want to.
Nah, DNA variant. Yeah.
Nah.
Holy brass. Yeah. Dark days right there, man.
Dark Knight, man.
No, Dark Days. I was right the first time. Dark Days.
Dark Knight belt buckle right there.
Nah.
$225, folks. Buy it now. $5.75 standard ship. Oh shit. The Sandman, baby. ECW. Extreme music. New condition. Free shipping. And it's rare. That's the key word. Rare. And it's only 80 grand.
I mean, the powerhouse dope these folks smoking, man.
Same stuff that Paul E was smoking back then.
It's rough.
I mean, and that had like all the original intro themes that was on. That was licensed music anyway.
Yeah.
But come on, that's like looking up some of these albums. Like, you know, we're talking hip hop today, and you look up some of the original printings of the albums on vinyl, and people just charge so much money for it. I mean, $1,000 for a CD is outrageous, and this dude wants to charge $80,000 for a fucking novelty CD just because it already has licensed music that's elsewhere. Come on, man. Just because this is rare doesn't mean that you need to break the bank on this.
Yeah, man. Nah, bro.
Come on, you can get us about a whole bunch of Golden Age slabs with that price.
Should you go buy Amazing Fantasy 15 for that?
Now, I'll take a bunch of the Golden Age stuff that, you know.
Yeah. This guy here, man.
This shit, after you get the Golden Age books, you might have enough leftover money to get that AR-15.
Yeah. I mean, this right here, man, is nope.
You'll take two, Byron?
All right.
Now, what is this? That's from the Heroes TV show?
From a TV show, bro.
The entire cast signed the book.
Now, who the hell outside us gonna remember Heroes? And who even remembers that show?
I don't even watch the first season. I didn't even think it was all that.
It wasn't. It was not. I think I watched a couple episodes, and that was it for me.
I stuck around to the end, and then I was like, man, I wasted my time.
Yeah,
And most people,
3,200.
that's crazy. But then again, this is you must be out your damn mind. Everything we see on here
Yeah,
is crazy.
this is it.
Everything you see on here is crazy.
At Bronze Age, yep. I have Backlash playing right here on my right here on the side of it. So I'm looking dead at it, my friend.
What's up, Remo?
Remo is in the building.
I'm glad Byron is enjoying Backlash, because I just don't have no enjoyment of modern wrestling.
Amen. Acknowledge me. All right.
Come on, man.
G-Man is in the building.
What's up, G-Man? First of all, that's $1 book at best, $5 the
So
most,
it's a world class. This is a world class dollar book, man.
because it got Doom on there. But even at a 9.8, I'm not sure if it's worth that much.
No, it's not worth that much. $250 for a 9.8.
I mean, I've seen a 9.6 for this book go for like $75. So a 9.8 can't be no more than a few dollars more than that.
And that's what a 9.8 should go for. And that's what a 9.8 should go for. Maybe $75 a bit.
And they see that 8.98, they want to get at least $100 out of it.
It's Dr. Yeah, Remo. Dr.
That's the only reason. and you can find this book for cheap. Like that's not even Silver Age Doctor Doom. That's 90s Doctor Doom.
That's aluminum age Doctor Doom.
Foil covers.
Yeah. We all know, man. This is the book we all
With
had.
Battletoads on the back cover.
Yeah, the Battletoads. Trade West is on the back, baby.
Tough game, man.
Yep, we all know about them bikes.
Yeah.
Nope, we're not paying that.
Here come the Valiant. Super rare.
Go. Hey man, gold edition.
Yeah,
Now who in the hell is going out to find Unity? Yeah, Sean. Who is buying Unity, brother?
And you know, I liked the Valiant during this time period. Like
You try to
Well,
reboot when they need to reboot?
when they started the first time, when they
Okay.
came back after that hiatus, I liked the Valiant at the time. But then, you know, they lost their way. They started doing what Marvel and DC does, relaunch their books all the time, and I just started losing more interest in it. There were some good stories in there.
Yeah.
But for Unity, 450? No. They can keep that.
Yeah, man,
Gold.
that's
Gold.
a hard pass, ladies and gentlemen.
Even Curly from City Slickers won't want that gold.
Yeah, nah, man, this is hot doo-doo. Hot doo-doo. Next up,
Man, I do not like those hologram covers, man. It don't even look good, you know, when it's just standing there in its regular form. It's just sitting there. And then this fucking one, $3,499 for it? Like, really? Just because it's signed?
yeah, I mean, I really hate these books like this getting slapped. You know what, Revo? Yeah, for you, brother. I do it for you, brother.
Gutter trash.
There you go. Yeah, man, this is. Yeah, I don't understand why people even slap those hologram books. You know, there was not millions of them printed, and you know you can go get those at Wimp. They're 50 cents, man. Nah, man. I mean,
I don't understand. It's a Holland Butler sketch Spider-Man. I'm like,
and it's signed. Who is it signed by? John Bernthal. I went in and got John. Hey,
that's why I couldn't see the name.
and Tom Holland, signed by Tom Holland as well. So we're gonna try to make that work. We're gonna make the Punisher, who's not even on the book, and Tom Holland, who has nothing to do with this.
Oh, he's on the book. If you turn it the right way, then he'll
That's right. If
appear.
you turn it right, there's the homage cover. Yeah, I'm thinking because it's what you call it. And you are correct. They are in Walmart packs. They're in Ollie's packs. But Ollie's. One more time for the people in the back.
Gutter trash.
Straight gutter trash. What's the next gutter trash? Oh man. $17.1. I hate those 0.1 times. And this book, I think I have this book, and it's not even worth shit.
$2,000 American dollars for this. Nothing special about it.
That's what I'm trying to like. What is the significance? There's nothing about that Spiral series that makes you want to say, "Oh, I need to pay that money for it." It's not even slab. Like, why are you trying to charge a slab price for a raw book that has no significance whatsoever? And it's a fucking point limited series. I just can't figure these sellers out. If you want to get rid of the book, just get rid of it at a low cost.
Yeah, I mean, them point ones, man. All right. And look at the back of it. Look at the back of it, Sean. Look at it.
You want that much money?
Look at this right here. What's wrong with these folks, man?
They don't care. They say as long as I'm taking all these photos showing you how it looks, like Rico said a couple weeks back, I don't care how raggedy this book looks. I want the money. Pay me.
Show me the money.
What the hell is this?
I saw this and was just like, I mean, it looked like a pamphlet you get at the store.
I've never even seen or heard. Is this a?
It's right here. Yeah, G man right there. G man right there. Yeah, right there. Right there. That's it. Yeah. Somebody,
Anthropomorphics?
it don't matter what it is, Sean. It ain't worth $3,200. I can tell you that.
Oh,
And I'm in the genus and all that stuff. But brother, that's not worth $3,200.
yeah, I'm not even gonna try and wrap my brain around it.
It ain't
It's
worth
just another
$3,200.
hard pass.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's another hard pass. Sounds like the name of a hip hop album. It's another hard pass. Yeah. That's what that is. Yeah. It's gutter trash. All right. In honor of Free Comic Book Day, unopened box, 240 copies, man.
I could have swore we saw this last year. it came back, and you just dug it back up and said, "Hey, this guy's still trying to sell this shit." I could have sworn we saw this last year.
We saw one like this, yeah. I don't think we saw this one, but we saw one. Where somebody had a whole bunch of boxes, yeah.
Unbelievable.
How stupid can you be?
Who would want a whole box of that?
Of free comics, that's correct. KB, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
Yeah,
You get 5 stacks for this.
yeah, man. $5,000 for these books, man. I mean, hey, man, cocaine, man, is one hell of a drug.
Yeah, they on that shit.
All right, all right. All right, next up.
Promo kit for dealers only. What the fuck are you trying to sell it for?
The
Get that
promotion.
shit out of here, bro.
Yeah, promo copy, man. Promos, man.
Come on, man. That promo shit done flew by everybody, man.
1990, man.
Just put it up on your wall and just have it there.
Get you some Robin stickers, man. Look at that, man.
You can give away each sticker for 25 cents.
That's too much for that. $5,000.
Next. Oh boy. Comic collection for sale. Let's see the raggedy ass box. And he only got one photo. Damn it,
Yeah. Hey.
we can't even break this down.
Oh, yeah, but look at that. Only one. Let's go look at it. Let's go out to the description. Boom. I'm gonna let you read out loud, Sean. Go ahead and read out loud for people, man.
Comic book collection for sale. Selling my entire collection of raw comics. Have from the 90s to presents with some oldies mixing. all bagged aboard, all in boxes. Have 17 boxes ranging from Marvel, DC, Image, Valiant, Topps, Malibu, and many more. Lots of number ones and first appearances that are worthless, will not break up collection. I also have a complete list of what I have. I can email or fax it to you. Send inquiries only. Asking 5,000 first off. I don't even want to be close. That's this guy, man.
I mean, come. 1 second. Let me get it right quick.
Bitch, are you for real?
That's it.
All right. Yeah. All right. And last but not least,
Mankind.
all the comic book you. Hey, I'm going out. I'm going to get on eBay and look for Mankind #1. Man.
Premium edition. 3,000 copies. And US price is $1,860.33. That's 1,860 sacos. No. I love Mankind. No.
No.
Now I have the photo variant of issue #1. I'll keep that. But that one, no.
Let me just check it, Sean. I got to log into my cover price. I hadn't logged in so long. I got to log in before we get over there.
Yes, everybody's busy. They don't want to jump on.
All right. Let's get it lined up here. All right, here we go. And we are good to go. All right, so let's hop in here for our cover price. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Time for cover price. All right, we're gonna start from the bottom here. All right, we got a Marvel Premiere #12. We have Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Like I said, I hadn't read anything new in over a year, so right at almost over a year. So I had no clue.
Bro, is that Street Fighter up there because of the video game?
Fighter #1.
Shit, that was in 50 Cent bin.
Yeah, I got the gold variant out of dollar bin. Yeah, you're right. Buck bin, man, Buck bin. Strange Academy.
Finals.
Scotty Young, man.
Talking a little bit about him today.
Hey man, Scotty Young. People have really caught on to them books. They said, they were sitting around for years. What about touching Scotty Young variant? Nah.
They have their little ups and downs.
Yeah, I agree. There are some that it's cool, and some it's like nah.
I never really cared for them, so I didn't really.
Got a few hit
matter to me.
A World Tree.
That Rhino book up there.
Yeah, it's always good to see books like that up the list. Yeah, I actually got that. I got a low grade copy of that actually. I don't know why this
Conan the Barbarian.
Conan is up there, #4. Look at that. Let's see what Conan did recently.
I know the new series was going to get ready to come out.
Well, let's see. Let's go take a look over here.
At the free comic book day book.
Raw $27. That must have been low grade. $27. Okay, I've got Mark Banlets. 9-4. Okay, all right. Well, good to see Conan get some love.
Yep. And I'm happy I got number one, courtesy of Man Cave Comics.
All right, here we go. Spider Boy. Spider Boy. We 2 weeks ago, we come back. Spider Boy is still in the top 5. Spider Boy. You hear me? Spider Boy.
That's all I can see. Next.
Star Wars, High Republic Adventures, Quest of the Jedi, number 2.
Is number 2 in one?
Yeah, man, I just refuse to get caught up in that, man. Running around trying to grab these books.
Is that a connecting cover or what?
No, one
No,
is
it's not.
no, one has just got the colored sable. It's a different art actually. I guess this is the variant, and then I guess that's the B. That's the A, I would assume. So. All right. Let's go to our CBS Hot Top 10. Return of the Jedi, Lando number 1, 1 in 100. Target Comics. This is an extremely rare one right here. And price $645, sold for $4,800. Hitler getting ran over with a steamroller. Yeah, that's a tough one to find. All right. Number 10, Poison Ivy, 1 in 50 prison variant.
Oh, that's the 1 in 50.
Yeah, 1 in 50. Power Girl Gideon March, 1 in 10 variant.
It's like those Power Girl issues from that run alone. Is
I don't
not
like
even cheap.
That cover's kind of hideous, man. I don't like that one. Power Girl.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2023, more Spider Boy. First full appearance of the Spider Boy. No. Nope.
Yeah, that She-Hulk though that's crazy.
Yep. Jiyoung Lee, 1 in 100 Virgin variant. $250, man. Wow.
Yeah. Been climbing up.
Do you poo, man? Do you have this? Does anybody have this? Yeah.
Anybody who collects this, do you poo?
It's got to be a niche. It's about whoever, just a niche.
I didn't like it when I first jumped on Instagram and they were posting all these poo books.
Yeah.
Harley Finn and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The fact that Do You Poo is still around is kind of
Freaky.
like, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's like all those whatnot variants and stuff of all those whatnot books. And it's like, them books ain't gonna be shit.
Hey, man. Do you poo for the comic fan, man?
No.
Number 5. Here we go. We got CGC 335, 350, 45, 500, 75, 975. Hey, man. Spider-Man, Silver Age, keys are always a good buy. Always a good buy. Fantastic Four, number 211, first Terrax, number 1 for first appearance. Oh, man, I have to go look at it. I think I got that.
Yeah. I know. Wow. I got most of my issues is from the 200, so I might have that.
Yeah, I might actually have that one myself.
And I think that was before Burn took over.
Yeah. I think I might actually have that one. Fantastic 448. I mean, this is gold standard stuff right here. 48, 10, 800, 50, 1920, 65, 2600. Man. They're saying, okay. I guess Stein is saying that if they move away from Jonathan Majors, they'll need a new big baddie. Galactus, which I thought Galactus would probably come up show up at some point anyway. So, I mean, if you hadn't been buying this just because the buying it, you kind of
missed out.
Yeah, kind of missed out on that one. It's always gonna be a pricey book. Star Wars number 34, $20. May the 4th be with you. Hope everybody had a good. May the 4th be with you this week.
I was more of a Revenge of the Fifth.
Rocketeer planes, trains, and Dane and Adam Hughes Kickstarter, man. Okay. So I guess with it being Adam Hughes back, project, people probably gonna pay a premium for it, man.
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna move right along here. All right, so brother, this past week, have you had a chance to go see the Guardians yet, man?
No, I haven't, but I know Jace went to see it today, so he enjoyed it from what he said. But I have not seen the movie yet. You've seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it Thursday. Got a chance. I saw it Thursday.
What's up, Al?
What's up, brother? Probably getting sorted out, but I've seen a lot of people say it was really good, or great, what have you. I just kind of looked at it. Me personally, this ain't saying it's bad or anything. It just felt like a regular Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I will say it was better than the second one. It had its moments. It had some WTF moments. There's a couple of scenes that it kind of had me kind of looking like, what's going on. But for the most part, it was a good movie. The cat that played the villain did an excellent job. The guy that played the villain did an excellent job. He played the hell out of that role, man. He did a really good job, man. Al, what's going on, brother?
AT&T. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, man. AT&T, boy. I tell you, man. They sell you. They try to sell you. They try to sell you on it being the best thing possible, man. And it's like, was that song back in the 80s? Lies, lies, lies. Yeah, they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, 7 out of 10. I'll say about 7 out of 10. Like I said, it's better than the second one. I think I watched the second one maybe 2 times since I watched it. Maybe 2 times. I really didn't care too much for it. Yeah. So
yeah, eventually I'll see it.
Yeah, I thought it was I thought it was pretty cool. It's actually better than I'd say it's as far as getting it back on the path of the Marvel MCU. I think it's more or less more of a James Gunn bow out more than anything.
Swan song.
I found out I actually had a buddy who actually played one of the characters in the movie, but he was dressed up, so I didn't know it was him until he posted on his IG today. I mean his Facebook rather. So I said, damn, that's pretty cool. He played an extra in the neighborhood. But yeah, man, I'd say go check it out, enjoy it. Have you seen Mario Brothers, man? I've been hearing good things about Mario Brothers.
Nope.
Yeah, you took the boys. Had the boys want to go see that? You took it to go see it.
Well, I didn't formally say hello to everybody, man. I'm sorry. The AT&T has got me like, I just want to suplex the whole company, like just straight up suplex them, like straight up and down, spinning pile driver style. What's up, y'all? Sean, Matt, how y'all doing, man?
What's up, my boy?
I'm good, man.
Good to see y'all, man. Dialing this is internet. I'm gonna check that G-man. Hello to everyone in the chat. No way, we haven't seen it, but I will say this. I'm not in a rush to go see Super Mario Brothers, but I do want to see it. Everybody that I've talked to that has seen it, it was either I like the movie to I love the movie. It wasn't anything that I heard that people like, man, this movie sucks. From what I've been told across the board, any one of us, what's up, Tats Comics? Any one of us that were familiar with watching or playing the Super Mario games from Mario Brothers all the way up, it's chock full of like all kinds of like the Tanuki suit and the P-wings and bomb and all that stuff. So I've heard it takes you back to memory lane. So if I don't get a chance to go watch it in the movies, I will most definitely pick it up on the what's up, Donnie? I'll definitely pick it up on Blu-ray, man, because man, that movie's actually grossed $1 billion worldwide.
Nice.
It's done more than Marvel movies. So
Yeah, I've been torn with it, man. I kind of I want to go see it, but I might have to try to catch it, man. I think I watched that Evil Dead movie.
Yeah, you
I
did talk
heard
about
some
that.
stuff about that one.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Me personally, I really like, and I don't watch horror movies like I used to, but I watched this. If you're still in the chat, man, have you watched the new Evil Dead movie? I really liked it. I thought it was really good. Uh, it was a fresh take. A lot of people were trying to compare it to the first one. It's really not anything you can compare to the
Man, we
to that
can never
remake.
compare it to the first one
Yeah,
or
yeah, and
even the originals.
or the original. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you'll never top the actual original because it was,
Original. That's what it was.
it's original, But yeah, this was fresh, man. The chick that played the Deadite in it, man, she knocked it out the park, man. She knocked it out the park. Yeah, she knocked it out the park. I thought it was a really good movie. G-Man said he saw Renfield. He hadn't seen that.
I want to see that just for Nicolas Cage's over the top.
I forgot that was out. I actually forgot that was out. Yeah. How was Renfield, man? I hadn't even I totally forgot about it, man.
What's up, Chef R.D. Harris?
What's up, Chef? Yeah. Well, yeah, Bruce. I think Bruce Campbell said he don't want to have nothing. Well, he directed it, but he was like, I don't want, I want to let ass sit on the shelf. I don't want to add nothing to do with it. So it was good too. They had a lot of callbacks to various other Evil Deads, but yeah, it's pretty. It's disturbing. I'll say that to say the least. It's a very disturbing movie.
It wouldn't be Evil Dead if it wasn't disturbing.
When I say disturbing, I mean very disturbing. Got some rough tones, per se. So yeah, man. Trying to think, is anything else been out there, man? Free comic book day, fellas. I did not partake in free comic book day this year. I just did not want to go get stuff to. I've been trying to clean up around here, so I didn't want to get stuck.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Matt. Before we go to Free Comic Book Day, in that Evil Dead movie, was there any scene in that movie that was similar to the scene in the first Evil Dead? Well, boy, was a boy or girl stabbed themselves with a pencil and ran it up their leg.
I remember. I know he told.
I'm trying to go. I'm trying to think. I just trying to think now.
G-Man said,
There was one. Yeah, there was one scene in there. That was There's one scene in there that it's kind of like, oh man. Yeah, it's one or two in there that it's kind of rough.
Make you want to hurl.
Yeah, it's one. Yeah, one in particular I'm thinking about. Like, yeah, man. I was like, ooh, man, they actually did it. Yeah, it was a couple of scenes there that kind of made me. I kind of like look at, I had to do that kind of shit in them Saw movies where you had to kind of turn and look away. Yeah, the Saw movies, man. I can't. I told Larry,
man.
I can't watch that kind of stuff all day.
Man, I gave Saw I can't remember which one it was. It may have been whichever one where they threw that girl in that hole with all the syringes. Oh my god, man! I walked. Nah, bro. I'm a man, but I ain't man. No,
Come on, Matt.
That was too much for me.
I remember when you said you couldn't handle pieces, man. that ending, man. You scream and when you see the ending of pieces, like Lord.
Yeah, that movie was rough, man. But yeah, no, Evil Dead had some scenes in it, man. That was kind of a little bit on the rough side. But like I said, it's a disturbing movie. Very disturbing. I like how they did the book in this one. I mean, some folks would probably be questionable how they found it, but it was actually good how they did the book.
Movie magic.
Yeah. Yep. So, and it was shot very well. The movie was shot very well, man. That trailer, it gave away some of stuff. You have to watch the movie to understand it. You have to watch it from the beginning. If you don't watch it from the beginning, the ending won't make any sense.
Bro, we be experiencing Final Destination in real life. That's why.
Yeah. I know. I don't even watch. Yeah, I don't know how I was watching all that stuff when I was young like that.
Because you was young.
I was young. Yeah, I can like
you were young. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't watch it now.
A lot of stuff, man, we got away with because we were young, man. But shoot, the older you get, sometimes, man, it's like, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm finna go watch the Golden Girls. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yep, today was free comic book day. Sean, I guess you can give us a report from down there where you was at first. How was it down there?
I started out on my regular LCS, and it was, they opened at 10. It was light at first, and then the people start coming in. I got my books, and then I just hung around talking with a person that I talked with back a couple months back. But I know Byron and them went to Kissimmee first for the Coliseum, and then they tried to go in the Blackbird, but Blackbird was jam packed. They said elbow to elbow. You couldn't even dig for comic books in there. It was so full. And so they had to leave there, and then we hit up a couple of other shops, and I got some good books from Acme. They had a sale for 40% off back issues. So I was like, I went digging, and I got some good books, some Savage Swords. I'll show in the hall later.
Can't wait to see them, brother.
You with Urban Legends, right?
Urban Legends in Tampa. They made sure they posted like no free books here.
Yeah.
We all back issues.
Yeah, I saw it on their IG. That's why I asked. I heard Dave's. I got a text message from one of my boys. He said he went up to Dave's today. Said Dave's had buy any book half off, and I think it was 30% off all wall books, any wall book, whatever. So, in addition to free comic books, so I thought it was a pretty good deal. Locally, did you go to any stores there?
Yeah, I went to Fanboys and Primetime, man. And I have to agree with frustrated fans. Typically, man, they give away some pretty good books for free comic book day, but it was I used the word before, a smattering of books worth picking up. I picked some up for my nephews, and I got a few. I show them in my hall, but one of the comic book stores didn't do a sale. Of course, you know who that is. But one did 20% off back, like new issues, like brand new issues and stuff. So, and I think they did it off back issues too. But I mean, I did the math, and the math wasn't math, and so I'm like, that ain't real enough for me to start digging. So I just bought some new books and picked up, some free comic books. So, but I mean, overall, man, you know what? And I didn't even know the day was free comic book day. I'm gonna tell you how crazy it was, because Larry called me earlier, right? Shout out to Larry Crocker, and he was like, "Man, you been to the comic book store, homie?" I said, "No, man." He said, "They free comic book." I said, "What?" Because I ain't really been on social media like that to know. So I got up, man. It was one book in particular that I was looking for. It was missing. I put it in the chat, but Larry ended up having one because I visited him on his part-time job. He gave it to me. So, I show it in my hall.
Yeah. I opted not to partake this year. Like I said, I don't even want to step in the comic book store because going to Heroes Con, I'm trying to save up, and I was like, if I go in the comic book store, I'm gonna spend money, and I've been doing really good.
But you know what though, you wouldn't miss nothing. If you bought a comic book today, you would just buy a comic book just to buy a comic book. If you was up here in Macon, you was just you wouldn't have bought. You probably picked up a couple of free comic books and maybe bought your Sprite and got the heck out of Dodge. So
we would have went to the store on your old side of town. There probably been nothing over there. You probably walked away with nothing.
I'm trying to tell you, they didn't do a sale. They had all the free comic books on the table. By the time I got to both of them, like all the quote unquote good books were gone. I picked up a few at both spots, and like I got the heck home, man. So wasn't nothing to brag about.
Yeah, I think personally, man, I think you got certain days of the year where you can really bust your bottom line, and I think if people should, free comic book day is a good day. You got people come to the store anyway, so why not just go ahead and have a 40 to 60% off deal,
right?
And give the masses what they want,
But I think Fanboys, because they have their, they normally have a sale in June, so
yeah,
I think that's the reason why. Yeah, that's the reason why they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, because he normally has, he has free comic book day, little percentage off. And they have his big sale in the summer. Then you got the show that he'll be having too.
And let me just say this too. You don't know this. I went there today. One thing I'm gonna talk to you about after the thing. But
Yeah.
you know, for the show in July, they got Ron Simmons and Teddy Long coming.
Oh,
Doom, 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 doom.
hey, that's what Ron Simmons and Teddy Long. That's Doom right there, man. Rest
Yeah,
in peace,
man.
Butch Reed.
Holla at a player. Holla
Yep.
at a
Holla.
Yeah. Damn. I'm gonna go see Ron Simmons then. I'm about to go
Yeah.
for that. Damn.
That's it.
That's all right, man. That's
Hey,
some good stuff,
it'd
man.
be cool if they add D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry there, man. You do the nation, get Godfather.
Domination. Or get Bradshaw had an APA Protection Society there, so you know.
Yeah. Did anybody catch anybody see this talk about the new Flash movie, man? They're saying this movie is supposed to be, and you know, it's probably PR spin, you know, but they're saying this movie is supposed to be top shelf. I have to see it, man, because I'm gonna go see it. I think it's supposed to come out the weekend of Heroes Gone, so I might have to probably end up having to catch it up there. But I plan on seeing it.
I mean, from all I've seen and heard, man, I think a lot of it is kind of like both ways, you know, because this is one of the bigger movies that's on slate before James Gunn actually like really takes over. So I think a lot of the hype is trying to get people to go after the abysmal showing of Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Even though we got that Blue Beetle movie coming out too, I think a lot of it is hype. But then, I mean, I've seen the trailer, man. I mean, you can't go by a trailer. Although the trailer for that and that Transformer movie now, that Transformer movie look like it's gonna.
You know, they showed the trailer. They showed a trailer, and a nice size trailer in that before Guardians of the Galaxy.
Transformer.
Transformer. My first time seeing it, man. And so, yeah, Hot Rod in it.
Get out of
he,
here!
he was in the trailer. Yeah, he was in the trailer I saw.
Wow, I don't think he's in the trailer that they just released.
Yeah. They showed this. Now they showed the car as the car was transforming. It was the colors around the
Oh,
sprite.
Hot Rod. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So they're gonna do that. You know, okay. All right. You know, cool. You know, it looked good. Who's directing it? Michael Bay ain't doing this, is it?
Nope. I think
Yeah,
the same guy that did Bumblebee. I think the guy that did Bumblebee is doing this one, and it shows because Bumblebee, man, I would say up till now it's been the best Transformers movie that has come out.
Well, this one looks pretty good, man. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, but I think that Flash gonna do pretty good, man. I mean, with all the problems and stuff, old boy have had. I think, especially with Michael Keaton, Taz Comics brought it up. You know, for nostalgia purposes, a lot of people are gonna go see it because he looks good in the movie. He don't look old and decrepit and beat up and all that kind of stuff. So, I think it's gonna be a pretty decent movie, man. We'll see.
I'll see it when it comes out on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I hope not, man.
Yeah. I know that. I know. You know what's the name of the villain? Unicron. It's the villain. Yeah. He looks good too. I don't know if y'all seen him in that trailer in that other trailer. Like I said, my first time seeing it was at it. Oh yeah, he looks really good.
The trailer that they showed on YouTube, they mentioned him, and I think they showed him in planet form, but they didn't show him in robot form. I know he's probably immensely huge.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty good, man. I'm gonna check it out, man. I'll go see it. It's been a while. I hadn't seen the Transformers movie in the theater since that damn stupid one with the two damn robots, the twins. That's the last time.
The last time I went to go see one, what's up, X, was when they talked about Transformium, and I don't know why I went to go see that movie because you know that was the one that had the Dinobots in it.
That was the one from Bellevue.
Yeah, that was the one that was filmed behind Jesse Rice over here in Bloomfield, man. So yeah.
X, what's going on, brother?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Good, bro. Have you seen Guardians yet?
Not yet. I'm going on Monday.
Okay. Yeah.
And hold on to your G1s, Tat. Hold on to them.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Nothing, brother. Nothing, brother. Did you get a chance? You didn't get a chance to go do free combo day either, did you? Because you said
I I grabbed a couple things. It was only like 10 to pick from, so I grabbed what I wanted. I was literally in and out.
Hey, Sean, they done dug up Carlito, man.
What, wrestling?
Yeah, they dug up Carlito, man. Where do you find him at? Oh, he in good shape, man. He buffed up, man. Oh man. All right, so all right, we're gonna get ready for the debates. This is gonna be fun. Larry will probably pop on at some point to say everything on Death Row gets 5 mics. So you're not gonna miss. You're not messing with it.
I'm waiting for him to show up in that chat. Soon as we say something that we know he ain't gonna agree, he gonna pop up.
You already know everything shady aftermath.
Yeah. So all right, here we go. All right. So it is the main event of the evening. We have been teasing the hip hop show there for a while, and I thought no better way to come back. I was sitting here one night, and I'm gonna tell you, Al, what made me think about it was I was doing some research, man, and I saw Lil Kim, the Naked Truth, get 5 mics. And I said, holy shit. I had to go back and listen to that album. And I could not believe for the life of me that album got 5 mics. 5 mics. The Naked Truth.
It's not even better than her first album. Like how?
Nowhere near it. And so I said, that'd be a good debate. That'd be a good show. Let's talk about albums that should have gotten 5 mics. And if you saw the graphic for the for tonight's show, one that I think should have gotten 5 mics is I want to make sure I put it up there because I was blown away when I saw that did not get 5 mics.
To me, that and Low End Theory both deserve the 5 mic treatment. I love both albums. I lean more towards Midnight Marauders, but both albums are great albums to me, and I can't disagree with Low End Theory getting the 5, but I just felt like Midnight Marauders connected more with me.
Yeah. Go ahead, Al. Go ahead, brother.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah,
I want to know what frustrated fans disagree with.
Yeah, man. In the chat, y'all tell us. Y'all can be interactive in this too, man. Y'all tell us albums that you think should have received 5 hip hop albums that should have received 5 mics from the source. All for it, man. All for it. X. What are some of the albums that you think should have received 5 mics, brother?
Well, one is too many to name because
Yeah.
there's a lot of Southern albums that didn't get no love, from Source and them cats out there. So, I mean, it's too many to really name. If I remember correctly, ATLians did not get 5 mics, but Aquemini did.
Yep.
A lot of people say that Southern Playlists should have got it, but I think ATLians should have got it, like hands down, way before they even came out with Aquemini. Trying to think. Did T.I.'s first album get 5 mics?
The first album?
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't think it
It
did,
didn't.
but if it didn't, that's another one. You know what I'm saying? Because his first CD, it's tough to beat that. But it
Oh,
was a different style. You know what I'm saying?
Remo, we're paging you to come to the office. Remo, we're paging you to come to the office. Yeah, no, man. ATLians, man. That is just when you talk about classic of classics, man. And me and Sean were talking before we went on air tonight at how the source, they realized they made mistakes and they tried to go back and
It's too
retroactively.
late.
Yeah, that's what I
Too
said. I
late.
said no. Don't try to have revisionist history.
And
Y'all,
this is the issue right here, issue 150, where they did that revisionist stuff. All the albums that they graded low, but they said, "Oh, it's 5 mics now." I'm like, nah, man. They gave Scarface the Diary 4 mics, and I'm like, bro, that album is one of my favorite Scarface albums.
The which one had Heaven on it? Was it the Fix or
I think it was the one. I think it was the Fix. It could be the Fix or the one with that had Pac on it. I need to check.
yeah?
Yeah.
the
I'm trying to
fix
look it
came
up
out
now.
in 2002. Yeah, that was came out in 2002. I think that one got. I think that one did they get? Yeah, he got 5 mics.
But what I was trying to remember, whatever album had Heaven on there. To be honest, that album shouldn't have got 5 mics if that was the one that was if it was the Fix. You see what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong, I like the album, but I don't think it should have got 5 mics. But I have to go back and look at that one to see if I remember it correctly because I can't remember if it was the Fix or the one you just said,
Now,
My
see,
Diary.
and that's a topic in its own right there. Albums that got 5 mics that shouldn't have got five. And one of them, I remember, I have the issue of the source was Stillmatic. There was no way in hell that album was 5 mics. Especially once you go past track 10, the album really loses all the energy that the first couple tracks had. And when you have an album with Brave Hearts on it, you automatically lose. Oh my god, because the Brave Hearts suck, and that song sucked hard. So I don't know what they was thinking giving that album 5 mics.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy got 5 mics.
As you see, one of the albums that I feel that they shortchanged that should have got 5 mics is OC's Word Life. I can listen to this and from beginning to end, and it's a great album. And we've talked about this before. I know Remo, you mentioned it about how you could say that it's better than Illmatic in terms of, style and topics and stuff like that. But it's all about the different opinions. For Word Life, they gave that 3.5 mics, and I'm like, what? Come on now.
Al, any thoughts over there, brother?
Yes, I have a few. Now, first off, I'm very partial when it comes down to A Tribe Called Quest. That's like my favorite hip hop collective of all time. I personally feel Midnight Marauder should have got 5 mics. To me, I think sonically it's a, and I understand where you come from, frustrated. To me, the beats don't sound the same. To me, it sounds a lot more diverse than the other two. I mean, I love Low End Theory and People Instinctive Travels, but I think that was, Remo mentioned it up earlier in the chat where they were in their bag. They were comfortable at that particular point in time. Q-Tip was doing his thing and everything, and Fife finally got around to, rapping. He started taking it seriously. So I think collectively they came together and they put together a real good piece of work as far as artwork is concerned. Now, two of my favorite albums that I personally feel like should have got 5 mics. One of them's gonna be Blowout Cone.
Yes.
Blowout Cone, man, and I think that's a slept on album by Diggable Planets because their first album was decent and it had a little commercial success with Cool Like That, and the other one I can't remember the other net single that they came out with. It was before Cool Like That. But Blowout Cone was an exceptionally well put together album. I mean, from lyrics to the well, they only had one guest star, and that was Guru, I think. Um, from front to back, man, I could listen to that album like just whenever. Another album, and I was gonna bring up ATLiens, man. In my opinion, a lot of people like Aquemini better than ATLiens. ATLiens to me, man, was like their best work, like from beginning to end. From the intro, Two Dope Boys, mainstream, all
ATLiens play from beginning to end,
right from beginning to end. And it was one of those albums that you like, man, like this is really like, to me, that was the best representation of Outkast out of all of their work, from Southern Playalistic to Speaker Box and Love Below. And I love Outkast, but that second album, man, to me was just amazing. One other album,
growth between them.
Yeah. I mean, they went from talking about players, balls, and pimps and all that kind of stuff to the from the first one to, you know, dealing with chicks that they didn't want to get caught up with in Jazzy Bell. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was but you know, that's how that they were anyway when it came down to their music. Every album had some level of growth in it. And
I like how ATL like really established the Dungeon family a lot more, you know, especially with Diddy Mob and stuff. Like it really like established them more for that. You look forward to hearing more of their stuff.
Right, which actually leads me to my next opinion on Five Mics.
Soul Food.
Soul Food was another album, man, that I feel like was slept on because Goody Mob was from the South. From beginning to end, there's only one song on there that I don't too much care for, but I let it slide because everything else, from the intro to Dirty South to Cell Therapy to Live at the Omni to Goody Bag, which happens to be my favorite song on that whole album. So put some fly on the ass end of that weed, bro. When you hear that song, you either want to fight somebody or you just want to get up and do the bankhead bounce for like 20 minutes, man. But seriously, Soul Food was one of the best albums that came out, because I think Soul Food came out the year that Me Against the World came out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And I remember that because that was the year I went to Freaknik.
But he on Hulu. He on Hulu.
I might be on Hulu.
In the video.
Hey, I might be on Hulu.
Hey,
I got a whole bunch
Remo in the video too.
My brother might be on there.
Hey, Remo came and he's like, as soon as he heard that Freaknik, like,
he's like, nah, I'm out.
You backed out. As soon as you heard that.
You know, I might be on there. I ain't in no compromising position, but I got some stories to tell. But yeah, man, Soul Food was another album, man, that for some reason, I mean, even from a lot of cats from the South, man, people were sleeping on Goody Mob, man, and it was like, why are y'all sleeping on this, man? It was so much presentation in that album, man, in terms of the context, the lyrics, and everybody had their time to shine. Not just CeeLo, because back then CeeLo was just one of everybody else. Cujo, Big Gilt, I mean, all of them, man, they did their thing, man.
Hey, but CeeLo versus did kind of set him way ahead of everybody else.
I don't know, man. Cujo, he brought his A game too on a lot of them, man. For real, but
CeeLo came on almost every single track.
But he didn't rap on every track though.
He did.
The tracks he did, I agree with X. Like CeeLo just had a presence when he rhymed, and his it blew my mind hearing his rap style. You know,
it was his voice.
And the way he rapped is like
the delivery, what he was saying.
Yeah, it was like, and you know, being a New Yorker and hearing that sound, like I may be a lot biased towards the East Coast because I was born and raised through that. But hearing Outkast and Goody Mob and just their different dialects and flows was like, I'm liking this, and And sometimes I feel like the South got a bad rep at that time because people say that the way they talk is like it's too that Southern accent is too strong, and sometimes it go over a lot of our heads. But if you listen to it enough, you're able to pick up the words being said.
The thing that hurt us, honestly, and don't get me wrong, I love Uncle Luke. I love Uncle Luke. But that's all they want to equate the South to was Luke style music, Two Live Crew. You know what I'm saying? Like,
damn pony.
Like, we got more than that. You know what I mean? Like, we can think, we can read, we can say some stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Like, them boys, man.
Have a good one, sir. Thank you for joining us.
All right, have a good one, brother. Appreciate it, Tech.
The music that just the Dungeon and Organized Noise put out collectively revolutionized the game, in my opinion.
And
because everything. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I was just saying, like, organized. They just revolutionized the game for everybody. Like, a lot of cats downhill would not be who they are if it weren't for Outkast and Good and Mob. You know what I'm saying? And there are so many people that try to base. Well, I'm not talking about this mumble rap crap now, but there's so many people that try to base their styles off of Outkast and Good and Mob style. You know what I mean? Like, when you sit here and literally make everybody want to be like you, how can you say that their lyrics and their albums don't deserve more than 4 mics and 4.5 mics on some of on the best ones?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I doubt it, but I wouldn't even be surprised if they gave 5 mics to Speak About Love Below, and that was, to me, their worst album out of all of them. You know what I mean? Because they were so damn commercial on that shit.
I could not stand Hey Ya.
I hate that.
They played that shit so much to the point where I'm like, man, fuck this song. Like, and this is where I was like, fuck the radio. I was already losing it with the radio, but when I came down south, and then you had fucking D4L with that Laffy Taffy.
But man, well, first of all, I stopped liking Hey Y'all when, no offense to my distant relatives, but when white people kept singing that song over and over and over and didn't even know what the hell it meant, that's when I stopped liking it. I was like, y'all not listening to what he's saying. And he even tell y'all in the song, y'all don't hear me, you just want to dance.
Yeah.
Because you're not listening to a word he's saying, and that's when I stopped liking that track.
I mean, when you break Hey Y'all Dying, it's really a dark song.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
It was just the way it was presented that made people.
Go ahead, Al. Go ahead.
No, it was just the way it was presented. Video and stuff had people as a feel good song, like, shake it like a Polaroid picture, all that.
But that's years in music. If you go back and listen to a lot of Funkadelic and stuff like that, the music is upbeat and high tempo. But when you listen to the lyrics, they're like, God damn, this is some depressing, dark shit. But they got this high energy music to go with it, so you ain't really thinking about the lyrics. Yeah. You thinking about how that funk is hitting you.
And I'll say in defense of that song, because I haven't gotten to the point where I'm sick of it yet, because I don't listen to it like that. But I will say in defense of the song, that just shows you again where you were coming from, X. At least with that song, it showed a bit of growth as far as maturity when it came down to them and their music. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw one more album in the mix, and I'm gonna be done. I got a few more, but I feel like Big Pun's Capital Punishment should have got 5 mics too.
Absolutely.
I love Capital Punishment, but I hate the skits on that album.
Right. That's what had me was
the only skit I like is maybe the Dead Prez one, and the one where fucking Chuck E from Fresh is doing the Punisher shit, fuck X-Men and all that stuff, because it's from Fresh, and I like the movie Fresh. But the skits on that album really bring it down. And then you had a couple of those tracks that would like aim towards, the young girls and stuff like that. I can do without that. But the rest of the album, Pun was fucking lyrically monster.
Everything that you just said was absolutely correct. I agree with. I just feel like if you take, because you can't really take the skits. I mean, you could nowadays, but in
Hey,
terms of what the material was, if those skits weren't there in terms of weighing the album down, and you know why they did it. They did it to lengthen the record and stuff. Somebody thought it was funny. Hey, we're gonna throw this in there. But when you listen to that album in terms of Big Pun's lyrical capabilities and even the production,
yeah.
man, that was a dope album, man, for real, for real. So,
Beware, Dream Shatterer, You Ain't a Killer. That album has some bangers.
yep.
An album that utilizes skits perfectly and the concepts behind his music is dope. Is Master Ace Disposable Arts.
Mm.
I love how Master Ace uses skits to tell the story of his journey through life and ties the music with those skits. If you're gonna use skits, don't give me a bunch of bullshit skits that just don't mean nothing. You're just pretty much skipping to the next song. If you're gonna use skits, use them to your advantage to tell a story throughout. And that's what Master Ace has done since pretty much sitting on Chrome. When he was using more skits to tell the story and then have a narrative throughout his music. And he's done that throughout all his albums that has a story that tells about his life. The M.A. Doom, M.A. Yaban, based on his mother with the Doom beats. That was basically him growing up with his mother and telling the story of how she was raising him. And Master Ace does it so well that I'm surprised that this album didn't get 5 mics, because this is a true gem in his collection.
You know what? And it's crazy you say that, man, because there's another album that came to mind. When I read up on it, they initially gave it 4.5 mics, which I thought was sacrilege. But one other album that did skits well, in my opinion, was Wu-Tang's first CD, in the 36 Chambers.
We should have got 5 mics, by the way.
Well, they went back and changed.
They went back and gave it 5 mics.
Yeah, because I think it only had 4.5 at first, but when they did that revision, it came back 5. It should have got 5 mics from the rip, in my opinion. Because I remember when that came out, man, down here, and I was with a homeboy of mine, man. We was at the Piggly Wiggly on Napier Avenue, man. Hey, I'll never forget that, man. And he got the tape from a cousin that lived up in New York, and the tape it was a white tape. It didn't have nothing on it. Like, what is this, man? He threw that in there, man, and it was a wrap, man. But yeah, that did skits well, too. One last one I'm gonna put on the list, and I'm done.
You don't even have to say last one, because we're gonna keep bringing up albums. So
Okay.
just throw it out there.
One I felt like, and I listened to this day, was Pete Rock's Soul Survivor.
Yeah.
That was, to me, that personally, I would have given it 5 mics, man, because the way when he put that album together, the tracks, the guest stars on there, man. He had Pun, he had Nori, he had Loose Ends on the album, he had CL Smooth, he had somebody from the Who on there too. I can't remember who it was. I think Inspector Deck.
Inspector Deck and Method Man both was on there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, that was a good compilation CD, man. Like, real, his production was tight. Overall, man, I that was a really good experience in terms of an album as well, man. So,
what about this? What about this one, man? What about the Roots?
Philadelphia Life.
Any of
them. Yeah. And Things Fall Apart. Both of those you got 5 mics.
Yeah.
But you can tell, this is what I didn't like about the Source. Like, if they didn't like you, they gave you zero love.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Now, what, like, I don't understand how Life After Death. Oh my God. Oh
man, put it down.
Man, the Minstrel Show.
A lot of folk, man, don't.
Minstrel Show got 12 mics,
bro. A lot of folks still don't know about that.
How can it be?
LB business.
I'm gonna tell you though, man.
That's a song right there. But
how did Life After Death get 5 mics off the rip, but Ready to Die, they had to go back and give it 5 mics. And Ready to Die was way better than Life After Death, in my opinion. Just because you had a double CD don't make it a better. That just means you had more tracks on it. The way Ready to Die hit, you could put that on right now and play it, and these young cats might not know what it is, but we are all vibe to it right now. You know what I'm saying? And another thing I don't like about the Source is a lot of the CDs that got 5 mics from them, they more so did it for publicity because of what the CDs meant as to what they were saying.
Yep.
You get 5 mics, it better be a banging CD lyrically and production wise. I get that these CDs have a message behind them, but that shouldn't automatically get them 5 mics. You know what I mean? That should put them in a whole nother level, but not 5 mic worthy. Because when you get 5 mics, especially when we were coming up, we used to all get the magazine just to see what the score was. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to look forward to that. And when you see like whatever get 5 mics, you like, what?
You know
This,
what? First,
this ain't the same CD I listen to.
Hold that thought, Sean. Remo is in the building. What's going on, brother?
So Remo,
What's happening, fellas?
All right, Sean, go ahead.
You know what frustrated me about the source and a lot of other reviewers is when you read their review and it make it seem like this album was great, but then they only give it 3.5 or 4 mics.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the fucking review don't measure up to the rating that you're giving it. And I've read so many reviews like that where it's like you're liking the album, but you're giving it a low grade. But then the albums that you're overhyping it and you're giving them higher grades, and that album ain't shit. And Frustrated Fan, I said it earlier, like Stillmatic should not have gotten 5 mics.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you on that.
5 mics because Nas is back and he did Ether.
Yep.
He beat Jay-Z and stuff. But the album as a whole is not a classic.
It basically what they would do was they would overhype albums that should not be overhyped, and they would give them, like you said, they give them 5 mics, and you'd be like, well, wait a minute, man, this album don't sound like a 5 mic album. You know, you back in the day, you heard a 5 mic album. It had the quality. I mean, quality had to be of the highest caliber. Because back then we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have, you know, Napster wasn't quite around just yet. Spotify and all that, they wasn't quite around yet. You had to get up off your ass to go down to Camelot and go try to go hope that they got it on the booth where you can listen to it. Go to Turtles.
Record ball.
But to be all the way real though, but to be all the way real, like the source, the Mind Squad, as it used to be called, they had no credibility post 97, 98.
When they let Benzino crawl
I never
8 minutes special edition get 4.5 mics.
Exactly.
Like, what?
So
Benzino.
I mean, you figure to me, like when they went back and changed all of those albums and made them 5 mic albums, well then that makes even the ones pre you know what I mean, like have no credibility, because if you can go back and right or wrong, then we'd be doing that all our lives. So I don't believe they should ever have done that. So the albums that got 5 mics were controversial then.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like they got 5 mics and everybody just took them as, oh yeah, you know, they're all the albums can be, you know, debated, and that was what they were supposed to be doing behind the scenes, but I don't believe they were for certain albums because there was clearly a bias and it was evident. So you never had Southern albums on there that got 5 mics, and if they did, it was because, you know, it was always like when Ghetto Boys or Scarface or something, oh, Jay Prince, everybody's afraid of Jay Prince. No, the Pens were good. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It didn't have nothing to do with Jay Prince. It was, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have to muscle anybody or pay anybody off. The albums were just good. So, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of those albums, you know, after the fact though, you know, like all of them, they're all subjective. It just depends, you know. On one day you might feel one's a 5, and one day you might feel it's a 4.5. But I will say, and I'll end it on this, I've gone back and listened to a few albums that we consider 5 micers. They don't hold up, man.
Such as?
Hey, name one. Exactly, name one.
Man.
Inquiring minds want to know, man. Come on, bro.
I went back and listened to a few albums that, like, I don't want to get too specific because it was randomly listening to just different stuff, and I was just like, it's kind of hard to listen to some of those albums.
All right, so
yeah, man.
Brand Nubian, the first album, they gave that 5 mics. Now I'm the type of person, I love Grand Puba, but I like his first album better than the first.
A little of this and a little of that.
And I like, I like the second Brand Nubian album because of the darker tone beats than the first.
But that was a different. That's two different groups.
I know, but it seems like you track Grand Puba, it gave Sadat and Lord Jamar a better focus to say, hey, we can do things better our way.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, I have, the first Brand Nubian album holds a special place just because of the timing of it all. Where we were at, and when that album came out, it kind of put things in perspective. Second album was definitely, to me, like, Punk Jumped Up to Get Beat Down, 3 Day in a Life, you know what I'm saying? Just, there was a bunch of different songs on there, whereas on the first album was almost like a showcase of Grand Puba going solo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah. So, but even around that time when he did go solo, like, his album was good too. Didn't it get a 5 mic? Didn't 360 get 5 mics or something?
I don't think they gave that one the 5 mic. The first,
because you gotta look, if you go back and look at a lot of the albums that got like 3.5 mics, like that was like the average.
And they gave, like I said earlier, OC got 3.5 mics.
Yeah, that was like average.
They gave everybody 3.5.
Everybody got it no less than. If you got less than that, and they would give people 2.5, like when it was like an independent artist from like the Bay Area or like, you know what I'm saying, from someone down south, they just shitted on people for no reason.
Y'all might not agree with me, but it's kind of it kind of goes into what Remo was saying. If I listen to the Infamous right now, it don't hit the same as it did when it first came out.
When you said, I just listened to that album 2 days ago with my wife, man. That shit still hit, because to me,
hit like it did.
To me, the Infamous,
a couple of tracks, like every other track is
to me, the Infamous is a Tribe Called Quest in between Midnight Marauders and Low End Theory. No, Low End Theory, because Q-Tip did the album. He did the whole album.
I ain't talking about production,
but I'm saying that's the only way. Even the lyrics are hard. All that.
I'm sitting here like,
man. I mean, you know, like that. I mean,
Prodigy was at his best on that.
Yeah, that is Hell on Earth. His bag. You know what I'm saying? Because
I'll say this: I love Infamous, but Hell on Earth.
That's hard to listen to for me. Yeah,
Hell on Earth was hard to listen to back then, though.
Yeah. Everybody kept saying how dope it was, and I just
now we got caught up on that first track that they put out, that single, and we were like, okay, they back. And then the next thing we know, they didn't put out another single to after the entire album came out, and we like, yeah, what is?
Because that album was dark as fuck.
It was dark as fuck, and it was about as dark as a fucking sewer line after you flush shit down the toilet.
Yeah, it was tough, man. And people kept saying that album was dope, and I was just like, I remember I had that album and Muddy Waters, and I was like, I bought them both at the same time, and I was like, this Mobb Deep is getting zero play. I'm like, this Muddy Waters, I'm gonna run this bad boy into the dirt.
That and Infamous can go hand in hand for me. I can listen to both albums and enjoy both of them for what they were. It's
I could do an instrumental. If I just had the beats alone, yeah, I could ride to all of it. But the lyrics don't hit like they used to, man. That's just me personally, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about Common? One Day It All Makes Sense, man.
Collectively, no, in my opinion. But he had some. He I think what killed him wasn't what he was saying. I think every track was not a cohesive unit, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Some tracks you were like, bet. Other tracks you were like, I need you to go pray again, bro. I need you to find hip hop again, cause you need to find your love again, cause you used to love her.
I think the problem with some of those Common albums is that thematically they're really solid, but it's not like there's not too many standout tracks on them. And when you listen to the whole thing, it's almost as if you just want to listen to the standout tracks, and the rest of the album is just okay.
You would need to take cuts from
it's like
other albums.
I would have liked this, but it's kind of boring, and I just want to go to a track that's like, all right, I'm feeling this a lot more.
So you got to look at Common's album as like first and second half. Because after one day, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, when he split from No ID, to me, that lost his focus. It's like his albums were cohesive from Resurrection, you know what I'm saying? From, Soul by the Pound and all that, and then into Resurrection, into One Day It All Makes Sense. He started to change, and No ID was with it, but I think he thought he knew himself better than he really did. And then when he went that Soul Aquarian route, because he wanted to jump on the bandwagon, basically, and he kind of suffered from that. To me personally,
hey man,
you know what I mean. I think he saw Jay Dilla, and he thought, "Oh, I can work with this dude all the time," and he went that route, and everybody thought the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and to me, Common.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You good? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, how did they literally sleep on Black Star and Most Def first CD?
I mean, Most Def album, man, is one of my all time favorites, man. You know this, X. I play in the car with y'all all the time. You know that. That is one of my all time favorite albums. And
Black Star,
man.
I was listening to that the other day.
From top to bottom.
From begin to end.
The early days of Raucous Records was the Sound Booming compilations, Lyricist Lounge, which I posted yesterday. I'm like, God, that was when Raucous was really killing the underground scene.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite time. That was what a time to be alive. That was the best time of being. If you was in them streets during that time, man, you was loving life in that period. If you was off the porch by that time, like, man, it was going down.
And this was during like the late '90s when I was like getting my own money. Yeah. And I was like, man, CDs are still expensive, so I'm either buying cassettes or I'm hitting up the bootleg spot on the block.
Yeah, I just got out of high school and shit, and I thought I was a grown man, and that was the soundtrack. Oh yeah.
Hey, I'll go ahead, brother.
So Remo, I'm gonna ask Remo this question, and then I'm gonna ask y'all a question collectively. So, what album or albums have you actually heard that was not a 5 mic album that you feel, in your opinion, should have been a 5 mic album?
Should have been a 5 mic album?
No, that hasn't been a 5 mic album. Like something that you just
that I listened to that was a 5 mic album that I feel
like was 5.
Should have been a 5. I gotta take a look at the list because I was trying to get back familiar. Definitely Stillmatic is not a 5 mic album. I mean, if you're talking about maybe just like if I were to go listen to it word for word, that's a quite possibility. But just overall album, I venture to say maybe at that time there might not have been anything, but it didn't. I don't think it was a 5 mic album. I love Bun B, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I've heard a lot of Bun B's album, and Bun B ain't no 5 mic rapper. I'm sorry. That's just me personally thinking.
Now the score was actually a 4. I think it was a 4 or 4.5 mic. They retconned that and made.
Yeah, I'm not with none of the retcon stuff. None of that. If you didn't want to give Raising Hell a 5 mic back then, and you want to come back to it, that's your bad.
I think the score should have got 5 mics anyway.
Yeah, the score was dope.
I kind of agree with that score though, because I like the album, I enjoy it, but
right. To me, it shouldn't have got 5.
it's a tale of two halves. The first half was where all the hits were, and
Right.
some of the best songs. Then the second half kind of made me like.
But it can't be like that. It's got to be like a cohesive
unit.
I
Yeah.
can't believe that they. To me, the one that should have been a 5 and they never should have retconned it in the first place was fucking the Chronic. Like, how the fuck did that get? And that when that came out, that changed everything at the time. Like, everybody was going nuts.
I didn't like the criticism. The only song they didn't like was Little Ghetto Boy. And like that's the only, and that song wasn't even that bad.
On the album, right?
That's the song right there that like tell the story of the album. Like,
it's like you got
they didn't understand it. Song? They just didn't understand it for the time. Like I said, it was
they
new.
Chose not to understand.
Everybody on there was busting. Everybody was on there. They would give it was bars for sale. It was just bars.
Stranded on Death Row was
fucking. That was the cherry on the top. You know what I'm saying? So for them to give it 4 or 4.5, it was just hate. All of that was hate.
At least they consistent. Cause Doggy Style didn't get 5 either.
Yeah, that got 4.
That was them hating the whole time. Though they were hating. Yeah. They were, that started the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because from that point on, then when Eminem came out, I remember he went in on the Source. You remember?
Hey, Remo, y'all ain't got no love for Death Row. The East ain't got no love for Death Row.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Al.
Giving everything to Puff and them.
Okay. So I got a question for y'all, but before I say that, I want 4 chicken wings fried hard, nigga.
I mean, you know what? For that album too, it's like if that one was a 5 mic album, I mean, I understood it being for like I said, it I'm not saying it didn't at first listen, it didn't come off as a 5 mic album, but it was definitely a 5 mic album. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say, like, if you don't sit with something and kind of listen to it, it's easy to say it off top. Oh, that wasn't 5 mics. But when you listen to it and you're like, this was a 5 mic album. Like The Score was one of the best albums that came out in that time period, and a lot of people just took it off of the known hits. But if you listen to that album, that was a complete album, complete.
And I feel like people don't really understand the definition of what a classic is.
Right. Right.
When somebody said something asinine where it's like, a classic album is if you got 4 or 5 hits. And I'm like, you could have 4 or 5 hits and the rest of the album could be
trash.
You're right.
And that don't make a classic album.
One where your mom used to be like, get up and change that record. And you have to go run over there and get to the next song before the terrible song played.
Exactly.
Right.
You ain't trying to hear that mess. And it's like, people just want to say anything is a classic. I saw people when OC posted his Bon Appetit album when the anniversary of that, people were like, yo, that album great. That shit was fire. I'm like, that's OC's worst album.
That gutter trash. And that's the thing. Like some people love different albums for whatever reason it is, but there's some undeniable classics. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people might like that Bon Appetit. I never liked that shit. To me, that was just trying to say you can do it without Buck Wild, but y'all know.
And then people saying Nostradamus was underrated.
Underrated for what? Gutter trash? That shit is terrible. That Nostradamus ain't never been good. Ever.
Gutter trash.
Nope. Terrible. But even that, like, to me, the classic is like you just put it on and it just plays. You don't have to switch anything. Like, it'll play throughout. You won't skip, and then you're like, oh shit, it's over. Fuck. Now I got to figure out something else to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't. There's not a lot of albums like that even currently.
And this is what I think about the Source and their bullshit. They gave Me Against the World 4 mics. And
that's my favorite album.
That's Pac's best album.
Hold on a second, Sean. Let me step in right quick. What fool? I had to pause when I saw this. What fool on God's green earth is Cannabis' first album. Larry, I know Larry laughing because he would hear me get started. I talk about this all the time with Larry on the phone. That album was one of the worst albums known to man. Wyclef Jean need his ass kicked today. He should be still be getting his ass kicked for producing that album.
Somebody should punch him in the mouth every time.
I mean, if I ever saw him, I would punch him in the face just for him blowing Cannabis' career. I mean, completely blowed it. I mean, you talk about an album that just destroys a career, man. That album was the career killer, man.
One great song.
One
great song. And somebody got the nerve to say this album is a classic?
Hey, man. That Chili, as my homeboy said across the pond, Chili is somebody taking the piss. There's no way, no absolute way that album should even be considered for half a mic. Not even half a mic, bro. That should have NA, not applicable.
Now, here's where the NA comes into play. They did not review Tupac's All Eyes on Me when that first came out.
Yeah.
But on this retroactive review, they automatically say it's a 5 mic album.
You know what?
After they got that with it,
saying the best fucking songs on the first disc. I don't even bother with the second disc most of the time because it's like most of the time he's regurgitating the same topics from the first disc.
Yeah.
And this is my issue with double disc albums.
That was just a ploy to get more money. That was so you could
money. And Death Row. That is all Death Row.
That was a ploy for the distributors. If you sold 2 discs, you got double the price. So if you sold 500,000, you actually sold 1 million.
And that's where you put out the most laziest shit ever.
Mm-hmm.
Blueprint 2.
It was a numbers game.
What? Streets Disciple by Nas. Trash.
Yeah.
Like, why are y'all trying to put out double albums just to make more money? But then you putting in a lazy effort.
See, Streets Disciple was terrible because it was a bunch of good songs sprinkled over 2 different CDs. So you could only you had to listen to both CDs and get all the good tracks. But it was only enough for like an EP. It was like maybe 6 or 7 songs on both of those CDs.
Go ahead, Al.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, Sean, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. When Life After Death came out, I didn't really listen to the second CD, man, because all the bangers was on the first one. To me.
But if you go back and listen, you know there's the bangers on disc 2 though, also.
But in my opinion, I think
and niggas bleed.
Yeah, I mean, it was some nice songs on there now. You know, Sky's the Limit, Notorious Thugs, all them. But I'm just saying, in terms of like cohesiveness, to me, if they put both of them separate, I think the first disc would have been a better album than the second one, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I got a question for y'all, man. I got a couple of albums. I'm gonna ask y'all whether or not y'all think that these albums should be considered 5 mic albums. The first one is Stakes is High.
I love Stakes is High. I really do.
I'll say, that's a hard one, man. I'd almost
because to me, I think they got 3 Free, High, and Rising. But if that's the case, man, to be honest, all their albums should have been 5 mic.
I think
Balloon, De La is Dead. What's the one before? Before Stakes is High was
Balloon.
Yeah. Even that album was good. Lyrics was never their issue, and beats ever. Never, nothing.
And the funny thing is, Stakes is High was the first without Prince Paul's production.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yet they still delivered a quality ass album.
Yeah, but you can't really man. That's not fair because all them niggas, even like Common and all that, man, they cheated because they had Dilla. You know what I mean? even Quest.
Dilla was a cheat code for everybody.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, well, I don't have Prince Paul no more, but I do got Jay Dilla.
Jay
You know
Dilla.
what I mean? It's like, okay.
It's funny because around the same time, Jay Dilla helped with
and they were doing their own beats.
Life, and that was like, oh my god, what is this?
Give them their credit too. They were doing their own beats, so I mean, it wasn't just like they needed. But to me, like De La's, all their albums were always dope. Like all of them. Like, you know what I mean? I never heard a wag De La album. And, you know what I mean? You can go back and listen to De La's album, and even the stuff that was like, you know, that like you were just saying, with like with ooh and all that on there. What is that? AOX or whatever. Yeah, that was a good album. It wasn't terrible. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't what we were used to hearing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you know, but it was still dope.
It was an album that was changing with the times. It was
exactly like they were trying to get their money. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're talking about a group that never got paid off of their their royalties. Like they only were able to put music out and basically have to go on tour to get their money. Yep. Like they weren't getting none of their publishing. They just got that right now, and then Dave died. So it was like they never got a chance to really get their bread and get their money in royalties and be able to tour and get money together. And once that happened, then they're no longer in tour. So it sucks. You know what I mean? But all of their albums were dope. That's why I say go stream them. Like, go listen to them. Go listen to them again and again and just get familiar and just keep listening, because those albums were dope and no one remembers them because you didn't get to hear them because they weren't on these streaming platforms. So now they are. Go listen to them.
See, I want to throw something out there right quick just to go back to how double disc can hurt your chance of getting 5 mics. 8 Ball lost.
I've been waiting for you to bring them up because I was gonna say their first album was a 5 mic album.
But see, here's the thing: like I'm gonna get to them together. Yeah. But 8 Ball, his solo lost, right? This one, 12 mics. Mm-hmm. But the minute you start playing that second disc, it should go like -30. Because he had everybody else in there. I'm talking about
you forget all about the first album, CD. Yeah,
that first CD.
Boy, I used to put that in my changer and not put the second disc. They be like, "Where the second disc at?" I don't need it on.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh shit!
Because it was like that second disc basically became a Swab House compilation.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying. But to go off of what you're saying, they first CD. I'm not gonna say it was 5 mics, but it was to me it was a classic. It wasn't 5 mics. What's the name of that?
8 Ball.
Yeah, 8 Ball and MJG first. Coming out hard.
Coming out hard. Yeah.
It wasn't, to me. It's a classic, but it wasn't 5 mics because they didn't care about lyrics or anything. They just wanted to tell their story. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what the whole point of a 5 mic album is it's giving you the whole. Everything about the group, you know what I'm saying? Lyrics, music, subject matter, like everything was 5 mics, you know what I mean? That's why I always used to say, like, what are we basing this on? You know, whenever I would read their articles, it's like, are you basing it off of, because how are you going to say that a Dr. Dre produced album if you're saying Dr. Dre is the best? How would you give it less than that if you're telling me that this person's whole album, how can Doggy Style not get 5 mics? Yeah. If we're good, because the whole album was all that shit. You just saying Snoop couldn't rap? Is that what you were saying?
Well, we already know it was bias and hate.
But that's what I mean. Like, so that's what I mean. For 8 Ball and MJG, if to the person, people who love them, like that to me is what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like. But I'm listening to.
It was no bias and hate toward them, though. You see?
But that's what I mean, though. But it was also whenever you would see Memphis rappers, 3-6, you know what I mean? Any rappers from the South, you know, this is pre-Atlanta being the hub. Like they would give them 2.5 because they would try and clown their accent. We couldn't understand how they were pronouncing the words. It was like, come on, man. Everybody can understand what they're saying. You just hate them. You know what I'm saying? Like they were coming with that pimp shit then, and people didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'll admit though, I listened to some of the early Memphis sound with the very dark and sinister beats, and they were rapping almost like that chop and screw style.
Exactly.
And it sometimes was tough to get through, but it was
because it's very regional.
Yeah, you can't really like review something and dislike it because it's not in your taste or your bag.
And especially if you're reviewing something of a nationwide, then you need to have someone in the room from that region to argue.
That was the problem with the Source, is that because they were so East Coast based, they didn't want to give nobody from that region a plant in the magazine. That region say, "Oh, we got somebody that can represent us."
Exactly.
Then they give their album reviews a higher mic score, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck are these guys, man?"
Exactly.
And it's gonna.
Why did they get 5 mics?
Yeah. So you could just see it that the Source was so biased towards the East Coast, and they were sitting on the South because they retroactive Ghetto Boys album.
Yeah, man.
And it's like.
It took for Raekwon to get on the Cash album for them to get 5 mics.
Yeah, that I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
Hey man,
because to me, should have been it. Like that was enough.
It's almost like that's what opened their ears. To the side, because they were like, we got a member of the Woo down there. We gonna listen to the nigga now. You should have been listening the whole time.
And I'll admit, I did not like Juvenile's Ha. And I remember when Jay-Z co-signed on the remix, I'm like, Jay, what the fuck you doing? But he was putting something with them, and it blew up Juvenile even more. So
you went to the Juvenile they came out.
They were all South right there, boy.
Well, what's your other albums, Al?
I got another one I'm gonna throw out there to y'all, man. E1999 Eternal.
Okay, I was gonna bring up Bone Thugs.
But the Purple God's got it.
So I think a lot of people had nostalgia for that CD just because they were sitting in the mirror trying to read the insert on the CD.
What album was this?
East 1999 Eternal. Like you had to sit in the mirror and read it, and then had to figure out all the spaces with you had to make your spaces, commas, periods, and everything.
That's a full mic album.
More bullshit.
All right.
I personally like the Do or Die, and back in the early Twister days, from Detroit, a bit more.
We'll get to that. Hold on, we'll get to that.
Ain't that some shit? AC blow.
How can you give
the automatic?
Hey man, hold on. See, to answer Al though, like East 1999, right? The best track on the song the best track on the CD wasn't even on the CD because it was a remix. Crossroads.
Oh yeah.
The one that we got on the CD was nothing like a remix.
Oh, they used to tear that up.
Like I can't when you rock me of that, but at the same time, we gave Meth a pass with All I Need. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
but see, like a lot of those albums, like all those songs were like when you like as a DJ, you would have the vinyl. The vinyl has those versions on there, so you already knew before you bought the album. It'll say not
we had to get the maxi single.
Yeah, exactly.
I bought this up on one of the pages, the Bush Babies, when they did Remember We, the remix. It was on the video remix, but the album you had the original version, and I remember hearing that. I was like,
bullshit.
Look at
all the video versions.
And then I commented on it, and one of the Bush Baby members commented like, when we submitted that song, it was already after when the album was done. And
that's like on the Bratz album with Give It To You.
Oh my God, me and Laura just talking about that earlier, but that remix was banging, man.
Hey, look at Lost Boys though.
Yeah, Lost Boys, how many different
versions?
How many different versions of Renee can we get? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that was them milking the dead horse. That's all that was.
That bitch was good and dead, boy. I'm talking about that shit died back when Jesus was around. Stop.
So real quick, since you brought up the Lost Boys, Legal Drug Money.
That album had a whole lot of singles, and that was it.
Right.
Yeah, it had about
Right.
4 or 5 singles. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
call that album a classic when.
And if you would have bought the vinyl or the 12-inch singles, you would have got a better album because the songs on there were better versions. Even though I like the album, I still
Yeah, that
dig
is a
the
good
album.
album, but it's not classic. Like Five
No.
Nights. No.
It's got some hits.
Yeah, I got
Yes,
another one for y'all real quick. Oh, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say this. I was gonna say, see, youngsters, back in the day, man, you had to go buy maxi singles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to go, like, you would hear the album, you had to go try to find the single for what you're looking for.
Cause you're not getting the Jezebel remix on the on
Nope.
ATL, and you gotta get the maxi single.
Yeah.
And see, that was a genius strategy too, man, as far as marketing,
Yeah,
man.
sell
Because
more
it's still some maxi singles to this day, man. Matter of fact, I remember, this is non-hip hop related. They did a remix of "Cherish the Day" that was on the maxi single
Yeah.
that I have not been able to find since I owned that tape.
Can I add one in there? There's
About
another.
the Sweetback the Sweetback remix.
It was a Sweetback remix of "Cherish the Day." It was on the maxi single because I remember buying that maxi single, but I'm not. YouTube ain't got it. I didn't everywhere. I mean, nobody has that on that I've seen online, man.
What's
There's
one
a Bears Ham and Sweetback remix too that I can't find. They ain't got it on YouTube. I'll be pissed off if I can't find it.
What's Sean? What's my Al, I know you know it. What's my girl's name that used to sing? God almighty, man! I got the song. I got it in my face, man. She sung that song, man. Hold on, I got it. What you call it? Hold on. Just
Why
keep
you
going.
think about it?
You
Why
ain't
you
broke
think
it
about
down.
it?
No, you
I'm
said
gonna
She a rapper?
Oh.
She a rapper?
No, just a single, man. It's a single. We talking about these songs where you could only find.
Adriana Evans?
No. Hold on, just bear with me. Y'all go ahead. Keep
I got
talking.
her first CD, man. I bought that one.
Yeah.
And it's still, never mind. I'll tell y'all after the show.
I want X to talk about the Do or Die and Twister thing because, like I said, I ain't say I love their stuff, but I did like their style.
Anything from Chicago, they was like, that
Here's
shit was hard.
The thing about them, they were only good at in short doses.
Hey, in the middle of the bar?
Oh, Crucial Conflict. Oh my God. That single was a classic.
Okay,
That
no,
was
hey.
just that one single because you had everybody bouncing around like they were
Oh, for the floor.
Either that's what I said. Hey, if you can ride the beat, man, it don't matter what you're talking about as long as you can ride the beat.
But
That's how I felt about who was it? Who did that "Wanna Be a Baller" song?
Hey, I got the name of it. Who sang that
Was that
song?
Lil Troy?
yeah. I think it was Latroy.
Yeah, I was
Lil Troy.
like, I love the fucking beat. I was just vibe to that beat. The
Be
song,
a
like what they were
baller.
talking about,
Shot
like didn't really
caller.
matter to me.
I was like, man, y'all.
I got it, Al.
My
At
radio.
least the 50.
And they
Lisa
played
Fischer.
that in New York. Can you?
No,
believe
Oh
they
yeah,
played
I
that
remember
song
Lisa
in
Lisa
New York?
Fischer.
Yeah, she had this cut. She had this cut that was on her maxi single. You can only get it on there. It was called "Reaching for You," and it's a song that you cannot find it nowhere because it's only on that. And it just now people just kind of got hip to it, and it's popped up on YouTube now, man. But for you couldn't find it unless you had the single, and that's how I used to be with some of those songs, man.
Yep.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of songs like that.
I want to say a group that never got 5 mics was Gangstar.
That's shocking.
I'm
Full
not
clip?
surprised. I'm not surprised. They ain't
Well,
getting nobody
full
else
clip
no
with
love.
Five mics, full clip.
Gangster. Nope.
Full Clip was a compilation though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It
Was
was
it?
all that.
Moment of Truth to me is like their magnus opus. That's
Mac.
classic. Between
Moment of
that
Truth.
and Deadly Operation, those two albums should have at least gotten the 5.
Go to the streets.
Or for Hard to Earn.
With Hard to Earn.
That's my third favorite album.
Ooh yeah.
Heard?
I love Moment of Truth and I love Daily Operations.
Good Lord.
And Hard to Earn is right there in the third spot.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
I'm just surprised that not one of the albums got 5.
And considering they have a lot of albums, man, they got.
Not counting that the recent one.
Moment of Truth was the last one.
No Owners.
Oh, Owners. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But I'm talking about the one that came out a few years back, not counting that one.
Well, according to the source, Gangstar wasn't the sure shot.
Nice and smooth word. Greg nice. Greg NCE, double them bass so we rock for fee, not free. Maybe I'll do it for charity. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
You got the more over the L?
Yeah. Pete Rock and CL Smooth, the main ingredient.
Just was listening. Tell you, man.
Or Mecca and the Soul Brother.
I love Mecca and the Soul Brother, but I think the main ingredient is a better
Main ingredient, man, is a solid album, bro. That is
to me, that album like got shortchanged, and it led to their breakup with the whole thing with Electra and all that.
How Young Bleed didn't get 5 mics? Young Bleed had everybody loving that whole CD.
I see you, Remo. I see it. I see what you're listening to.
Yeah, the main ingredient, man, was dope, bro.
Main ingredient.
All right,
Carmel City.
No one.
The whole album to me is like that was when Pete Rock was in his bag. You know what I'm saying? Like he had mastered his skill at that point.
I had said this on, I think it was Razor Blade's page when he posted Take You There, and I was like, it's amazing how Pete Rock and Buck Wild took that Ken Burke sample, Keep Rising to the Top, and made it classics with that song and Born to Live.
Sounded totally different too, though.
Yeah,
it did. I know this one.
I'm just gonna put this back up here because the source did this one mad dirty when they was gonna give it 4.5 mics, but they like, nah, you need to give Young Jeezy 4.5 mics.
Right.
The Minstrel Show is gonna be that. For those that have not actually put it back up, Sean, right quick. The Minstrel Show, them boys are from North Carolina, and it's Fonte, Big Pooh, and Ninth Wonder. They're no longer together. I think Big Pooh and Fonte did an album about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That album right there, man, it is from front to back. The skits are dope.
Cheating.
How could it be?
Cheating.
After nobody right here in front of me. Understand.
That album.
I'll tell you our story though. It was around like 2003, 2004. I was really losing interest in hip hop. Like this is when like hip hop was really going like complete mainstream, and you had songs like Laffy Taffy being played on the radio. And I'm working with 2 older white guys at the post office at the time, and that song come on, and I'm feeling fucking embarrassed. Like, God damn, this shit is terrible, man. Let me go turn this shit off, man, because that song was, I don't know what it is.
Damn they feelings, man. Damn them. Shit.
I was just getting like
Tennessee whiskey and shit. Damn them.
With radio, and then I think it was, even though I don't like the Black Album, Jay-Z worked with Ninth Wonder on that Threat song, and that's what put me on to Ninth, and what led me to
that shit was garbage.
I do not like that Black Album.
That shit was so terrible. I'm just like, dude, that's the best song you gave him, and that's what you picked.
Because, you know, he was saving his best shit for Little Brother. You know, I give Ninth that props. Yeah. You know, like he gave Jay an average beat, but I liked it enough to try out some of his other stuff, and that's when I discovered the Chitlin Circuit.
Oh yeah,
and I love that fucking mixtape. Yeah. I played that shit from beginning to end, non-stop. And you know, I started getting into more. I bought the Spirit of '94 with Kazi. Love that. You know, the Murs album. That's when I found out about Murs and the Living Legends through that 316. Love that. And then when Minstrel Show came out, before Minstrel Show, I gotta talk about the listening, because the listening was like a $30 CD. And at that time, I'm like,
$30. That was a lot of money back
This
then.
is
Man.
that Fi and Sam Goody when they were still active and shit.
Yeah, because that shit was independent, so they was like,
Sean, hey,
shit.
Sean said Sam
We gonna
Goody.
charge
Bro.
you double.
Man, fucking Goody.
Sam
But
Goody,
I was
bro.
like, man, I really want this album before the Minstrel Show come out. All right, I was like, I'm paid the $30. I'm gonna get this CD. I listened to that album, and I was like, man, that was the best $30 I ever spent. Because it was like bliss to my ears listening to the production of Ninth Wonder, and then listening to Fonte just tear it up on the mic. You know, I love Rapper Pooh, but Fonte to me,
yeah, he dope, bro.
he is the realest and the best as the lyricist of the group. And I was like, man, I am hyped for Minstrel Show. And then when Minstrel Show was released and you had the Loving the song, BET didn't want to play it because it was too intelligent. And then the whole Source controversy where, you know, the original reviewer gave it 4.5, but Benzino and David Mays came and said, nah, give that 4 and give Jeezy 4.5. That's where the Source like completely lost me. Like how they did Little Brother like that. But that album,
I don't get how they both couldn't have been 4.5. Like,
because they didn't want two South acts getting 4.5 at the same time.
Yeah, you better get that.
I got one. I'll throw one out there. Slum Village, Fantastic Voice, Volume 2.
That album took a while for me to really get into.
Yeah, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't a fine mic album.
It took me a while, and I love Jay Dilla, but some of his stuff don't hit.
When he's Dilla, like when he's rapping, like the best album for me is Welcome to Detroit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the album was like overall everything encompassed him and as an artist, like that was the album. Like to me, that's the only album. Like all that other stuff, like him producing and rapping with Slum Village was kind of like similar, but it just had 2 extra rappers on it. I don't know. I don't know. I just.
What about this one? I got another one. What about Mad Villain?
I was just listening to that the other day, man. It's hard to classify those songs as 5 mic albums because they're not
so short.
Yeah, they're short.
Not even they're short. They're not. They weren't albums that were fully like
realized.
I don't even want to say like taken serious, but they didn't really like kind of
Doomsday.
Actually, it was probably his most cohesive album. Though,
though. I agree with that.
Okay,
because he was fully in character,
right? And it had each song had a theme like Rap Snitches, Beef Rap.
Oh, you're talking about M Food?
Yeah, Food.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I was listening. My daughter actually would have had me bust that out for her so she could listen to it. So
Operation Doomsday was a nice album, but it wasn't 5 mics to me. But
no, I just think that was when he was doomed. You know what I mean?
And Mad Villain was a good album too, but it wasn't cohesive.
No,
I mean, you had accordion, you had all caps. What was the other song? Hello Governor.
Yeah,
some nice tracks on that though.
But it didn't flow. It don't flow.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like you run through the album and it's like,
no, you're skipping through some stuff.
But the album is so short. It's like
so you're skipping
like,
through
even if I listen to the weaker tracks, it's not even offensive to me because it's like it's only 2 minutes. I could just listen to the vibes and then move on to the next track because it's like if it was 4 minutes and it's offensive and the beat is weak, I'm like I'll skip.
All right. So Larry, I'm going to shout out to Larry. I'm gonna do this for you, my man. I'm gonna throw this out there. 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Is it a 5 mic album?
I'm just throwing it out there, man. I'm just throwing it out there.
Who was it there in the chat that said that? I think it was Frustrated Fan that said that it was a 5 mic. I'm very biased towards 50.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind of.
Aftermath work. I like his
like
stuff
it.
before, and I like Get Rich or Die Trying, but I don't really like love it.
I mean,
I like the album. I like the album.
yeah, I like the album. I mean, I like the whole 50 movement. So it's kind of like I'm kind of biased. It's kind of like, to me, 50 and for me, like 50 and Kanye are kind of like, you know, it's those situations you either love them or you hate them. You know what I mean? It's like, but I love both of them, so it's like I'm kind of biased when it comes to that. So I'll say for what he did for the game, all like everything, like when he came out and how he came, like kind of almost like DMX. I would say, yeah, all of 50's albums are classic.
Look, but let's be real. He came out and straight up jacked Ja Rule's.
Yeah, like he shut down a whole.
He shut down Ja Rule.
Get out the way. Get out the way.
Yeah, he just like shut one, like the way the industry was going one way. He came in and just kind of like KRS-One did. You know what I mean? He came up on stage and like kicked dude in the ass, and you know what I mean? Like ushered in a whole other type of music. You know what I mean? Other than the.
But does that make it 5 mic worthy though?
No, but I mean, I'm saying like if you listen to the stuff he was spitting on those albums, like yeah, you know what I mean. But it was more stuff like I say, like if you didn't know what it was, you didn't know what it was. Like you had to know the history and who he was talking about and different things, and yeah. But other than that, it's like nah, I can't really. I agree with no, I mean you're right. It doesn't make it a 5 mic. I think for like overall, it kind of would give you something like that. Ooh, Gary Payton just.
Cause don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the album. You know?
No, yeah. I think the Massacre was probably more lyrical than the first one.
Man. Like to me, that's where the production suffers. For me. Like,
because
like it was
different
like
people.
A whole bloated album, and I really only like 9 or 10 tracks out of that album, and that's like less than half. So I'm like, Massacre is where I fell off with it. To be honest, I fell off with him after that album. I'm more of a fan of his stuff before he signed with Aftermath.
Yeah, me too.
Go ahead, Al.
I got 2 more for y'all. The first one is The Coming.
Good album.
So I was thinking about Bust Around earlier. I think ELE should be.
Yeah,
ELE should have been 5 mics.
Yeah, that was the album was world class, man.
And then ELE 2.
Wait.
Doing
you said The Becoming, that had like Abandoned Ship and all that.
That had
Everything Remains Raw.
Raw.
That was the first CD.
Yeah. ELE though was like you said, but that was more so like he's in his bag, like he's got all his, you know what I mean? Like,
see, ELE, what separate ELE from The Coming and what was the other? What was the second CD?
When Disaster Strike.
When Disaster Strike, it was less. ELE had less comic. It wasn't as comical as the other ones. You know what I'm saying?
It was flip mode by then. Like it was full on flip mode. You know what I mean?
Like he was in the Coming. I enjoyed it because that was the first time we heard Busta go solo. You know what I'm saying? And we got to actually see what he could do without Leaders of the New School. You know, so it was cool. I really appreciate it. I think it was a classic, but I don't think it held up as well as we wanted it to. You know what I mean? But it's still a good CD. And then the second one where you had Split Star running all over the videos and everything, you were laughing and shit the majority of the times. But when he finally got the ELE though, boy, that's a classic.
Now ELE is dope. That's when he had Rock Marcy and all them with him.
Yep. I got another one for y'all. Now I'm gonna be biased with this one because I honestly, personally, this is a 5 mic for me. But I'm gonna ask y'all, Uptown Saturday Night.
Oh, instant classic. That's a 5 mic to me.
he just laced that album with some great beats.
You know, that's an album that's one of the most underrated albums.
Bro,
All
man,
time.
let me tell you something.
All
Hey, bro,
time.
that is like that's an album that's like you tell somebody like I heard about that album, like, well, you hear, how you want to know about that? And it's like, well, I just, it's just like folks only know one song, and I'm like, bro,
Right.
you missed the whole album. Yeah.
Yep.
They
And I've
know
been-
a song and a half because at the end of the video, that's when they went into another track. You know what I'm saying?
And it's one of those albums. I said this before. It's like when I first listened to it, like some of the lyrics went over my head with how they coded their words, but it just gelled so well with how it ride over those beats. And
Yep.
like, I can't deny the impact of that album.
Hey man, that album, man, bro, that's classic. I want Remo's opinion, but bro, that doggone when it come on, like the way they structured the songs was just, I think the way they put it together, man, with Crystal Carrington at the beginning, bro, man, that 5 mic, and I tell people today, I think that album came out in '97.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first bought, and I'm gonna tell you that I bought the album off the strength of the cover, because of course it's the Sugar Shack by Ernie. I can't remember his last name, but the Good Times pictures.
Good time.
So I'm like, okay, let me check this out, man. I love Crystal Carrington, of course, Lucchini, one of my favorite joints of all time. But it's just the way that album actually was put together, man. Sparkling, Cooley High Got You Wide. What's the name of that song? God, they flipped Janet Jackson sample from Funny How Time Flies. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that album, man, is a 5 mic all day long to me.
Even the album cover 5 mic.
Yeah, the Sugar Shack picture, man. I'm telling you, that album, their second album wasn't all that good.
Highway.
They had a couple tracks on there, but Gorilla Pimp.
It took too long in between the release, and they lost all the energy they had.
But they changed.
Yeah,
They changed up their flow, and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost similar to how Daz Effect tried to move away from the Iggity Diggity because now people were aping it. And I, to me personally, I like Hold It Down.
That's it, Jace. Cooley High got you. Wow.
But yeah, they tried to move away from that Iggity sound, and it hurt them in the long run. I want to bring up, since Matt, and we talked about the whole Little Kim thing. What are some of your favorite female artists that put out albums that you should
Bahamadia.
I like this chick, man. This chick, she never went mainstream, man. Remo might know her. Sabi. Yeah, if y'all have not had a chance, yeah, that's somebody y'all should check out, man. She didn't get like a bunch of play, but she had a lot of underground stuff, man. And
Bahamadia didn't either.
Bahamadia is another one.
It's just top notch.
Bahamadia she was before her time though.
Yeah.
They weren't ready for Bahamadia, man.
But and that's you know what, X, it's funny you said that because a lot of these ladies were way ahead of their time, man. Like way ahead of their time, man.
Yeah, E's first album was nice.
What's my
Hey, fellas, I gotta run to the store right quick, man. I'm gonna jump off, but I'm gonna try and jump back on before you guys log out tonight. So,
Yeah,
all
right, dude.
Chat, brother.
All right, man.
Hey, be safe, boy. Be safe.
Yeah,
Black
right.
Rain. Take it easy, Remo. Black Rain was a dope album. Queen Latifah. What's the name of it? Black Rain.
Which is the one with the one that her with Just Another Day?
That's on Black Rain.
That one, yeah, that's that album.
You talking about Nonchalant 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock in the I'm talking about. I know Matt was talking about Just Another Day, and it was Queen.
No, we talking Queen
Nonchalant, but Nonchalant had that 5 o'clock in the morning. I love that.
I remember.
Oh yeah, but that was another one. The Brat, of course, we talked about her earlier.
She
was hit or miss to me, man. Like she was
too mainstream.
Yeah, she had a potential, man, but her production wasn't that. consistent. You know, I mean, JD. I mean, he did what he could, but she sounded a lot better on certain, like when she
Other
did
people.
features and stuff, like especially with Missy. Now Missy,
You know,
yeah,
she just got inducted. Well, she's supposed to be ready to get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They're not yesterday.
Oh yeah, Mia X. Oh, good call, Mia X.
shoot,
Yes.
Mia X was one of the. I mean, put gender aside, man, she was one of the best No Limit soldiers out there in terms of.
She was probably the
label.
Right.
Right.
Her, to me, Mia X and Fiend carried them, but Fiend did not get to shine like everybody else did.
Nope. Fiend was a solid. I was talking about Fiend the other day, man. Yeah,
Mia X could rhyme. She was a lyricist, man, as opposed to Silk the Shocker.
Right.
Oh man, fuck. Hey man, fuck Silk Shocker, man.
And please don't nobody say Gangsta Boo.
It's over
What's your girl, man, that was rapping with Redman on that
Hurricane G?
Hurricane G. Yeah, that's yeah, Hurricane G, boy. It's the Hurricane G. Yeah.
Of course, you got to put Lauren in there, man. Even though she came out with just that one solo album, she was on top of her game.
It was like more R&B.
Yeah, it wasn't even. Yeah.
It's hard to really classify that album as hip hop when it's mostly singing.
But she can.
Yo, yeah, that's the thing. She can't rap. If she want to, she'll drop the hammer on you.
I just wish we would have gotten the album where she was just straight spitting.
You know what though, Sean? I was hoping, man, after Nas dropped that King's Disease 3 and that song she did on there with him, I was hoping that kind of sparked her to want to do her own thing, man. But
she's so far gone now, man.
Yeah.
She'd be late doing it anyway.
Right. Like, I mean,
but then boy going to jail, they can't really do a Fuji's reunion because
Pride.
He about to get.
I don't want a Fuji's reunion
anyway.
I mean, Pride.
I don't want a Pride. I mean, I don't want a Fuji's reunion because
it can't be Fuji without Pride. Where I sit 90 degrees under knee palm trees.
Hell, Wycliffe ain't even Wycliffe no more.
Yeah,
I couldn't even get in the Wycliffe.
Yeah, Wycliffe, man.
I was not
I told you
a
how he
huge
did Cannabis.
Wycliffe
I was done with him after how he did Cannabis.
Everything he made after Feng Shui, I was done.
His first CD
I
after.
like
go ahead, Sean.
I felt like his style was like a derivative of Poor Righteous Teachers, and I liked them way more.
I forgot about their first single. I mean, their first CD.
Way more.
Poor Righteous Teachers.
You talk about underrated group.
Yeah.
They didn't get no love.
None. But you know what? That came at a time, though, Sean. I mean, you think about it, and I talk to Larry about this all the time. When it comes down to hip hop, man, the late 80s to like the mid late 90s, there were so many artists that came out, man. It was like, and they were good artists too, but it was only so much room. And the beauty of this was that there was a lot of mainstream people that we saw on BET and other avenues, the box, for those that's old enough to remember. Yep. It was a crowded house, man. And it was just so many people. Like a lot of folks don't remember Nine. Like,
that was
he was dope.
He was dope. You know what? And his voice, you would think it would annoy you listening to it, but he can rhyme. Like he can really spit. Like I'll take him over what's his name, KRS's right hand man, because I was like, nah, he kind of annoys me a bit. I can't remember his name. Was it Mad Lion, I think?
Oh yeah, it was Mad Lion.
What about
2 minutes ago? Not enough time. Yeah,
not enough time. Yeah. What about
I did like that song though.
Speaking of Mad Lion, man, what about that Boogie Down Productions, man? That Sex and Violence album. That got 4.5.
I like that album, but they really overrated that.
I honestly, go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
That I can't even say it.
Edutainment.
Yeah, Edutainment. I felt like they overrated that album as well. And I love the song on there, Love's Gonna Get You. That's one of my favorite videos. I love the storytelling of the video aspect. But I felt like the album was it's good, but it's not like classic.
Me and Larry talked about this one the other day. We were talking about Ice Cube Death Certificate. Yeah, that was one.
That's Q's best album in my opinion.
Yeah, four and a half.
They paid in full, get 5 mics.
Yeah.
Yeah, they it was before the Source, but they gave most of those albums 5.
Yeah, I know they went back and did like Raising Hell and Long Live the Cane and a few others. Okay.
I listened to that first Gravediggers album. Man,
I like the
Special my
first one.
testicle.
I like the first one.
Grim Reaper, Too Poetic was such a great.
Nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide. Huh? Fuck it. Another day, another bucket. From here to that dagger, them G's get the bucket. Yeah, I love that album. That was actually, man, you know what? Fun story, man. That's actually what was the gateway to Wu-Tang, man, because Chris actually gave me that album. And I remember getting into that, man. And he was like, well, if you like that, you'll like this. And then that's how I ended up getting into the Wu-Tang, man.
Man, I ain't gonna never forget, bro. We all, except for Sean, from the South, man. And it's like that at the end of the 30s. You know how some people say, and I'm being facetious when I say this, but when Inner 36 Chambers changed my life in terms of how I appreciated music. Because, we really at the time didn't have the Southern representation aside from Sade, and Sade was from the North. Even though people don't want to put respect on his name, shout out to MC Sade. But man, I'm telling you, when it came down to it, man, like that album, man, was like it was so different from what was out at the time. And it really opened my ears up to a lot of just music in particular, man. I grew fond of course, the New York scene, man, because at that point in time, man, I was listening to people like Houdini and the old school cats from the 80s and stuff, man. But I heard Enter 36 the same way, Keith Murray's first CD the same way, The Most Beautifulest Thing in the World. It was like a bootleg tape, man. But hip hop is so vast, man, when it came down to it. And like I said, when the floodgates open, man, everybody and their cousin, man, was just.
I got a question for you, Al.
What's that?
So with Enter the 36 Chambers, right? Like how you said we from the South, except for Sean. Is it more so what they were saying or how they tied in things that you loved previous to actually hearing them? Because we were all in the action movies and the Shaw Brothers movies and whatnot, and those are some big inspiration for them. And then we also listened to, like, we grew up listening to the music that our parents were listening to, So when we got Enter the 36 Chambers, the RZA was fucking smart enough to bring all that together, and he made something new that kind of like, imagine somebody would have been out there rapping about comic books and stuff the same way that they were rapping about martial arts and whatnot. So is it that, or is really what they were saying?
Well, that's a good question, man. Like, to be honest with you, it was a combination of all of that. I mean, back here, down here we had USA Kung Fu Theater. So
right.
A lot of the movies that they actually referenced in the album, I had heard them.
Right.
Five Deadly Venoms is one of my favorite Kung Fu movies, But it was, to me, it was the mystique of the group, first of all. Because like I said, when I first heard the Wu-Tang, the Enter 36 Chambers, it was a white cassette tape with nothing on it. So, but even when they actually dropped the album, you still didn't know who was who. Like, because all of them had masks on. So unless you were actually on the scene up in New York and you were familiar with them, you didn't know who they were. So like, man, what this old dirty bastard look like, what this Method Man look like and stuff. And then once they started releasing videos and stuff, I was probably in 3-4 months into that CD, and it was just the way they actually, to me, that CD is just like a lot of the albums we discussed. It was like lightning in a bottle, and it's something that they actually, at that point in time, it was meant for them to put together. It came together like it did, And it just, to me, it was just a culmination of stuff, man. Smoke on the mic like smoking Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser, terrorizing jams like troops in Pakistan, swinging through your town like the neighborhood Spider-Man. I mean, stuff that we were actually familiar with, you know what I'm saying? So it was a combination of all that stuff, man. It was just, and then the second song on the CD, man, was just, that was the icing on the cake. Yo, Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3, Hut. Old Dirty Bastard live and done cut. And after that, like, I was just a huge fan of Old Dirty Bastard. Didn't even know what the Joker looked like.
And
you know what
what's
I'm saying?
funny? That Old Dirty Bastard album.
Shame on
you. You really have to be patient and try and be sane to listen to that album.
You remember when we used to go down to the creek?
Oh no, he said, remember we used to play. Hey man, but that's one of my favorite albums though. That doggone Return to 36, man. That Rawhide.
That was a 5 mic album. That was a 5 mic album.
Man, Snakes. Bro. But then they're on Snakes, man. That joke was funny. I like, hold up. Everybody just rhyming. The RZA was on there. What's his name? Not Buddha Monk, but I can't remember the
Method.
Method Man wasn't on Snakes, but it was RZA. I can't remember the other two, but then Old Dirty Bastard came on there talking about bad, Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole damn town, better than the deep blue sea, better than you and me. I'm like, what?
He's worked in his own mind. And
I'm telling you, man.
And you just gotta flow with it because that's who he is. That's what made him unique.
Master Killer.
Yeah, man. Everybody just came through and they were telling the story. That joker said, the N-words coming through the trees like a salamander. Biting you like a piranha, but I'm biting your back like a Black Panther. The style of man. Fuck my name, who will be? Fuck the game. It's all about the money. Oh, it's time to get high with the meth. Then I turn to the killer beast. When it comes 12 o'clock, turn into the demon beast. I'm like, man, what is this dude talking about? Like, but it was dope. I loved it, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
That's like I said, is what made him unique. Now, speaking of Wu, they came out around that time. The same time this album came out, and they got overshadowed, and that's.
Oh yeah, hey, that's the one with who got the props on it, ain't it?
Who got the props?
And I got you open and all them on there. Okay,
so open. How many MCs?
Yeah,
and that Duck Down is still doing big things today, like that. They're one of the few groups that survived like the onslaught of being lost from the 90s, and they just carved out their own lane. And I remember when they gave Smith and Wesson album 3 mics. I'm like, bro, the fucking Beatminer's production on that shit was fucking bonkers on there, man. Like, I still hate the fact that they went away from Beatminer's doing that For the People trash. That was garbage. Beatminer's was on. They had their own production squad that could have just rivaled RZA in terms of dark, sinister beats in its own way. I posted when Ahmad Jamal passed away the Shades of Brooklyn song that Beatminer's produced, and I'm like, just imagine if fucking Boot Camp Click rhymed over that beat. They dropped the ball on the Beatminers at that time, but that whole first 4 albums of Boot Camp Click was just amazing.
Before they were Smith and Wesson, they were Black Moon, right?
Nah, Black Moon is Buckshot, 5 Feet, and Evil D. Smith and Wesson is
that's right.
Still.
I get them confused, man.
And then of course, Helter Skelter gave us Sean Price and Rock.
Yep. Like I said, man, it was so much music that came out, man. Hip hop artists that came out, and like it was the market was flooded, but it was flooded in a good way. But the unfortunate thing was that a lot of people weren't gonna get their shine because there was so many others that kind of like took the spotlight and stuff. So yeah,
there's like even on the West Coast when gangster rap was ruling, you had groups like the Phariside, Souls of Mischief, and Hieroglyphic.
Yep.
Yep. So
Artifacts with Jersey.
Oh, they were. What about the Bush Babies? They was north, East Coast,
They-
wasn't they?
Yeah.
Flatbush. All right, well, hey man, awesome discussion, y'all. This definitely not be the last time we'll be talking hip hop. So always fun when we get a chance to talk about hip hop here on.
I love Group Home, the album for the production, but not the rappers.
Yeah,
They were average at best.
yeah.
And my
They had
favorite
maybe 2
group
or
on-
3 cuts here or there. There wasn't nothing like
Yeah,
the
Superstar,
whole
my favorite
Man,
song.
but J. Will the Damager was lights out.
Oh yeah, we forgot about him, man. The sun was it the Sunrise in the
Sunrise
East?
in the East.
Yeah.
That was a dope album too.
Yeah. All right. Well, brethren, if I can find the damn thing. It's so long.
We love music, y'all. All kinds.
Oh yeah, we ain't talk DMX neither.
Man, we love everything. It's funny earlier. I was gonna say something about DMS. Like his prayers alone should have got 5 mics. His skits should have got 5 mics.
Hey man, his verse off Money Cash Hole should have got 5 mics. I just like the way he came in there. DMX, my dog, like jiggle, lock, drop, all night. Like, yeah, man, yeah, I'm ready, DMX, I'm ready, man. What we gonna do? Hey, DMX was one of the artists that got you crunk, man. You listen to that Joker, bro. Even when that song he was,
You had to
Don't
take
you do it
Ritalin
like
after
that?
you listen to DMX, boy.
that DMX, man, that first album, boy, woo, that first
It
album,
have you jumping all off the wall.
that first album was, man, that album right there,
hey
man.
man, he make you want atomic elbow folk that go around you, hitting folks upside the head.
Dark
man.
and hell is hot. Yes, sir, boy.
And that Rough Rider movement came on, took over.
I remember me and Matt saw DMX and his wife at Six Flags in the 8th grade, man.
I forgot all about that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot he was hot then, boy.
Yeah, she was 7 foot tall back then too.
Yeah. I
She-
forgot all
I-
about that.
I
We
think
saw-
she
we
picked
saw
him
her
up and
and
carried him
Mia
around.
what you call it, the same day. We saw him, DMX, and then Mia Campbell, same day.
We did see
yeah.
Mia Campbell there. Yes, we did.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was before the drug.
yeah.
And on that note, all right, brother X, we're gonna kick it off with you, brother.
I only got a couple things. I was finally like, bro, I had so many pre-orders for the thing get canceled, and then we got it in the job the other day. So I was so happy to get this the
That's
Batman Hush.
Yeah.
And for those who love Superman, just in case y'all can't see it, he got the kryptonite ring on, so
Oh wow.
get dusted in there too. This pre-order actually came in today, so got this one for me and for Junior. So I'm pretty excited about that. And just my free comic books. I'm not even gonna try to say this. Something X, and I like it because it had X in it.
Fusion.
Got the voices, Marvel voices. Uncanny Avengers. Spider-Man and Venom. Dawn of DC. I mean, you know, if it had Batman, I gotta get it. I just went ahead and picked this one up just because it was there, but Spider and His Amazing Friends. Grab the Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
And Star Wars: A High Republic. And I was actually missing these two out of my Batman run, but I got 133. Like, I don't know how I was missing this particular cover. And 135.
Nice.
But that's pretty much it for me as far as what I haven't put up already.
All right. I'm going early tonight. Shout out to Sean, sending these to your boy.
No problem, man.
We got Betty and Veronica, 472. We got Life with Archie, 202. We got Jughead 289. Archie's Joke Book 114. We got Archie 274. Beagle Boy versus Uncle Scrooge in a Texas
Beagle
match.
Boy.
And then we've got Archie 631. This is that's actually I've actually got 2 copies of this, but this is actually starting to go up a little bit. I saw that.
That one of the Pussycats ain't from Josie.
Josie, yep, it's the sister. And I did order this off of eBay. I got this right here, man. I'm gonna take it out, man, because it's something pretty cool. I bought it for one thing, but then when I got the book, I said, "Damn!" All right, let me get it out of here. So I ordered a copy of this is a rare book. It's Wax Poetics.
Oh, man.
But she sure look good right there.
And so when I got the book, it was flipped the other way around, and on the back end of it, MF Doom. Yeah, so I'm gonna send this out to get graded, man. So this would be pretty cool to have one side Sade, and the other side would be MF Doom, man. So yeah, so, that is it for me.
All right, so I'm gonna show my pool. You know, first of all, I got this in the mail. 9 OBC is Death, issue number 4, variant cover. Beautiful. This is from Patreon. My
like that cover.
Yep. Vampirella Strikes number 12. Yeah. Gargoyles number 5. Brooklyn Pondering.
You like Beast a little bit.
Turtles Last Ronin Lost Years. This is number I think it's 3.
I still need to pick up all of those.
Me too.
I got a question for y'all before you go to the next book. Sean, how long you been hiding them figures in them pots behind you?
Ooh.
What?
Yeah. This is the first time I ever seen them on the on
What, the ones on the side?
Yeah. You got your little collection over there, okay.
Yeah, man. Ghostbusters. Gargoyles underneath them, and then a couple of figures, statues.
And he got statues. There you go.
Yeah, that's probably. I have not added new stuff to that for like a year and a half, so I'm happy with that.
Oh, we can change that. We can change that.
This is interesting. I think this came out this week or last week, but I'm looking forward to reading this in this deep cuts. Stuff he looked like is,
Yeah, that came out last week.
Yeah, it looked like the Joker playing the what is it, trumpet?
But yeah, definitely like New Orleans jazz vibe.
Hey, you see that? You see what they did with the logo down there?
I just took notice of that. They done changed the logo.
Blue Note. Well, that's an homage to Blue Note. That's the old Blue Note logo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that. I love me some jazz music. Poison Ivy number 12. I think this is the end of the run, 12 issues. Adventures of Superman number 3. The last issue. So issue 1 was pretty good.
Is that the Injustice costumes they got on?
Yes, that's the Injustice. They even got it on there.
Okay.
So I guess he's in.
So they going in time again. I got it.
Yeah. Photon number 5.
I gotta get that too. Hey.
Then some of the free books I got, I picked up Street Fighter 6.
Mm-hmm. Popeye.
Dawn of DC. I have to give out that. The Fazetaverse. And of course, I gotta get the Conan, give that a little try. Star Trek, Day of the Blood prelude. Red Sonja. This is gonna be getting ready for the new writer creative team taking over. Spider-Man Venom. Also got the Ninja Turtles. And they had very limited copies of this there, and that was Spider-Man #2, Gamerverse #1.
Oh wow.
They only got 20 copies, and they didn't know how many they was going to get until they got them, and it went fast. And then I got some books on sale. From Epic Comics, I picked this one up. They have on the wall 10% off. Black Panther #4, First White Wolf. This is a reprint, and this Alvin and his pals and Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Chipmunk fan. I'm also a fan of Ghostbusters, and I'm trying to complete this run. I think I'm 4 issues away, and that's Slimer #7 and #9.
Fun for the whole family.
Somebody get me the Ghostbusters.
Slimer.
Then I got some Savage Sword of Conan's.
Oh yeah.
I like that. That's a magazine, ain't it?
Yeah, it's magazines. It's $6, and with 40% off of them, like, come on. This one I really like. This one. Then of course him versus Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
And then this one, I got this. I was like, man, I can't pass this up. Joe Jusko does the cover art, and that is Marvel Magazine Elvira.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. You got some groceries, bro.
She-Man. You're gonna love that.
Yep. And that is all I have.
All right. Al, you're taking us home, brother.
Okay.
He bought him a new game. That's his down payment. I know what that is. That's down payment for Street Fighter right there.
You got it.
Yeah, I knew it.
Since they hurry up June 2nd. I just completed. I bought the collector's edition of Street Fighter 6, and this is Street Fighter 6 right here, collector's edition.
Man, right now you battling AT&T.
Yeah, and I'm battling AT&T. So on my end, it looked clear, but I probably look like Max Headroom.
I did have to buy another PlayStation 5.
Get out of here for what?
My
He
disc,
wore it out. He
my
wore it
disc
out.
reader start reading this.
No, that's messed up, man. Marvel Voices 1. I got a free comic book day, Uncanny Events, all these free comic books. I thought I picked up that DC one, but I didn't apparently. Street Fighter. Shout out to Larry, man. Larry gave me this. It was all out. I'm trying to collect everything Street Fighter 6, man, because I'm really excited about this game. Paid stuff. Mortal X-Men 11. I don't know what this is, but it's an Alex Ross video cover. This is Shazam #1. They done rebooted them from the umpteenth time. This is like the B variant, the A cover. For some reason, it sold out. I don't know how people or why people have taken a liking to the character, but it was sold out. #1 was sold out at both locations I went to today. So I went and got that one, and they ordered the A cover for me.
Do we still have a third location?
Yeah, but I ain't went down there, man, since they moved. So you might well say
Matt,
no.
the only person that know where they are.
I think they in the Allen, man, where Doctor Who's phone booth at or something.
Bill and Ted phone booth.
Legion of X10. Immortal X-Men #10. Mortal X-Men number 8. Mortal X-Men number 7. This is some catch-up stuff, y'all. Mortal X-Men number 9. And the last thing I'm gonna show is actually a book. X and Matt and I, as well as Larry, we're avid video game fans. We love fighting games particularly. What the collector's edition, brother? Yeah, that's the one I got, G-Man. Yep. So yeah, it's paid for, man. So all I gotta do is pick it up on the 2nd. But I bought this book and I've had it for about a week and I've made it to the 2nd chapter. You may or may not know who this guy is, but he's a well-known fighting game competitor in the FGC, and he's from Japan. And he pretty much made it famous when Evo 37 they called a certain move or a certain parry. Y'all know, I think Matt, you and X know what I'm talking about. But I bought this book and it's a pretty good book. The guy's name is Daigo Umehara.
Okay.
And the name of the book is The Will to Keep Winning. And this is by, I mean, like I said, I'm into fighting games and stuff, and he's one of my favorite fighting game personalities out there. He's really a cool guy. I would like, now you know how some people say they want to meet certain celebrities. I ain't with that, but I like to meet him, you know. But it's a really good book called The Will to Keep Winning, and that's all I got for right now. So
it's funny how like he that pretty much made him, you know, a household name. Just
yeah,
that Perry, but he didn't even win that tournament.
No, but see, but it was, I think it was just the skill behind it, man.
Right.
You know,
Oh, I get it. Oh,
yeah,
I get it.
because they broke it down, man, and they said at the time, like people do it left and right now, nowadays, but at the time, man, that was something unheard of.
Right.
So,
yeah, man, y'all young bloods would be glad we didn't have the esports.
Man,
you ain't lying, bro. Some of y'all be dusted.
Oh, we might. Hey, we probably doing something else right now.
We wouldn't be doing this. Yeah, unfortunately, we would not be doing this.
Because we had, man, the arcade we went to, boy. And I know this term is used loosely, but we had some killers at them arcades, boy.
Yeah.
And they could have just recorded half of the stuff that we were doing when we were growing up in these arcades, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. People be like, they don't want that Freaknik footage out, man. So it's time where you gonna shit get heated.
We would have been all right with the footage we had. You would just seen a bunch of people getting cussed out, though.
Let me tell y'all a quick Freaknik story, real quick. So we went to Freaknik that year, the year Good and Mark dropped Soul Food. So it was 95. A Sunday, man. We was down on Old National, and it ain't gonna be nothing bad.
Old National got the skanks.
Yep. We were down on Old National, man, and it was wall to wall black folks down there, and wasn't nobody acting up. Everybody was chill. Folks was, you know, playing their music, and certain females was. And if you've never been to Freaknik, whatever people have said about Freaknik was probably true.
They were exercising.
Yeah, they were exercising, all right. There's a red Jeep Cherokee, boy. They had like a Club Nicky up in that something.
There's a lot of stretching going on in there, you know.
Man, we were walking down the street on Old National, man, because you couldn't drive down the street. And we walked past a Church's Chicken. Well, this one guy, and I'm telling you, when I say it was hundreds of people out on the street, it was hundreds of people like on the street. Couldn't move or nothing. So this one guy, I'm assuming he was a drug dealer. This man went into Church's Chicken and bought about 600 biscuits. I'm exaggerating, but he bought a whole bunch of honey butter biscuits. That man came out of Church's Chicken, man, and started handing biscuits to people. And people were taking them and eating them. These folks just walking down the street. You walk down the street about 10, 20 yards.
Cotton mouth.
Folks was eating, but it was crazy. People was just eating biscuits and stuff, man. It was like, it was
without a drink.
Without a drink, and I was one of them. I'm
straight
not gonna lie. Man, that biscuit was delicious because you know it was the scent of biscuits and Black and Miles and weed in the air, man. It was
extremely buttery, bro.
It was delicious, man.
Well, they were actually fluffy back then too, so I got you. Yeah.
They were fluffy and they were soft and they were delicious.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That was the honey he was eating now.
I hope so.
Yep. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We will be back.
And before that, I want to plug. Yesterday, me and VV we talked Scarface, both movies, 1932 and the 1983.
Who the fuck you think you're talking to, huh? You think you're talking to some bellboy?
Next week, we're talking The Untouchables.
Oh, Elliot.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Yep.
With Robert Stack.
The Elliot Ness, Kevin Costner,
Kevin Costner, yeah.
There was Robert Stack in an Untouchables movie, I think. I don't know.
Was that Unforgiven?
I don't know. The Unsolved Mystery dude, the one that scares you to death when you can go to sleep. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
That dude reminds me of the cat from Phantasm. No, Poltergeist.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking after Untouchables. We might do King of New York with Christopher Walken, and then after that is Goodfellas.
Oh, you gonna have more cowbell out there?
Yep. Jimmy Jump, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back next weekend. So make sure that you like, share, hit that bell, notified when we go live. Check out the archive. And we are out. Y'all have a good night.
Later, y'all.